everybody, and welcome back to the final best of 3 of the day. Winner bracket semifinals number 2. Against all authority, Fnatic MSI.
I can't stop smiling.
Oh man, that last best of 3, freaking ridiculous. I've been in games where the next eye actually blew up at the same time. You had to go like watch a screenshot of like which one died first. Like, I've been in those games, and these were closer than a game that was literally tenths of seconds apart. What? Wow. Ridiculous games. I talk with my hands. I saw that before. I just flail about randomly. That's how I express myself. Ridiculous games.
Absolutely amazing. And obviously that's only one of the upper bracket semi-finals.
Yeah.
And we've got a lower bracket, and we've still got an upper bracket final and a grand final. There's still so many awesome games possibly to come in this tournament.
Yeah.
Possible heart failure incoming. So let's have a look at the brackets anyway and see how they stand right now. Obviously we've just seen that first one. That first game with Against All Authority making their way into the upper bracket final. We're going to be concentrating now on Epik Gaming versus Fnatic, the second upper bracket semi-final. And of course, the winner will go through into that upper bracket final and guarantee themselves a top 3 position.
Indeed. So yeah, right away, Team Sullivan must fight to stay alive. Epik versus Fnatic is a repeat of a match that we saw yesterday. Basically, it was the roughly the third match of the day where Epik came out on top pretty handedly, actually. I thought they did really well. It was a close game for a little while, but they really started to pull it out. But now Fnatic has their full starting 5. The storyline we've been talking about is how PK's flight was delayed, and he's their star AP mage player.
Yeah.
And without him, they faltered quite a bit. They went 1-2 in the group. Not too great for Fnatic, but they came back, smashed CLG 2-0 in games that honestly weren't really that close, and it kind of hurt me to see that, but I'm super enthusiastic about the semifinal match. Epik went 3-0. They haven't lost a map yet. They barely lost a map even in the North American finals, finally losing to Team Solomid 2-0, and the very last match is there. But I mean, Epik's super strong. They beat AAA yesterday in a pretty deciding fashion. They beat Fnatic super hard, but Fnatic really ready to go. They've got such great players and such great teamwork. I don't know, this could really go either way.
This game is really going to be amazing. I can't really say that enough. I hope that we see all 3 games.
Oh yeah.
Obviously. The more that we get to see, the more awesomeness is to be had. But Freak, what's your kind of prediction for this one going forward before we start?
So I got my prediction right last time that AAA would win. Joe got every single game wrong last time.
I am a curse for any team that I bet towards.
So I'm going to be honest, I really like this US-EU storyline, so I actually want Epik to win, so that upper bracket finals, US-EU, lower bracket finals, or not lower bracket finals, but lower bracket semis, US-EU as well, so I hope Epik wins. That said, I want the first 2 games to be split. No matter what, I want to see a game 3. I keep getting the shorter matches where Daniel and Remington get to lose their voices because the games that we cast here, right, 1 and done, teams out, they get to cast 2-0s or 2-1s, so I'm really hoping for a 2-1 here. I don't know, I think Fnatic's actually too good. I think in actuality, Fnatic's going to take this one away.
Yeah, and since you want Epik to win this one, I guess I should want Fnatic to win. Therefore, I'll predict a 2-0 victory for Epik.
No, I wanted a 2-1. Why are you trying to hate on me?
No. My curse is there, so yeah, 2-0 Epik.
I hate you a little bit right now. I'd
like to see the third game,
sad,
if I'm honest, but, I got to lay my curse somewhere, and not on Fnatic today. I seem to have cursed them enough throughout this tournament. But, we saw PK playing a little bit earlier on. Freak's got his sad face on now.
I can't forgive you for this. If they lose 2-0, it's your fault, and I can never forgive you.
I even got you a drink before this one, just to to calm you down for this moment.
But now knowing you might have poisoned it.
It's possible. There were a few threads.
I'm watching you.
There were a few threads earlier in the tournament saying, "Why does Joe hate Freak?" Which I'm not sure where that came from, but yeah. So watch out.
Yeah. So we have given the players the already. This game could go underway very shortly. Fnatic versus Epik. Epik will have the first pick choice here. They're going to be blue team. They're going to have first ban, first pick. Teams know that the English is hard. The teams know that we are ready. I have not seen any chat back and forth from these guys just yet. I can look over kind of and see that they're mostly sitting down, talking amongst each other. They're going to prepare their picks and bans. I'm really expecting Rumble to get banned out. I know that the players were certainly trying to practice in the weeks leading up to this event. Do you think we're going to... So, let me phrase it differently. What kind of bans do you think we're going to see?
I think it's really hard to tell. We saw, obviously, Shushei being a massive player, I think, for Fnatic throughout this tournament. PK, we saw him earlier playing Swain, really amazingly. So maybe those two is where the focus is going to be for Epik in terms of the bans. I think that Epik will, like you say, take Rumble straight out of there without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
As we've seen in almost, or maybe even every single EU versus North America game. In terms of Fnatic's bans, West Rice, maybe a bit of a target there, and Dyrus, obviously they're going to ban Singed.
Okay, and we are underway into the picks and bans. Sauce is the first one there. You're right, the Singed from Dyrus. There we go, first ban Rumble. High five, you got it right. Yes, okay, so far Joe actually has one correct prediction so far in this game. We're going to count them. The Vladimir ban actually is going to be early on there. That's aimed at Salsi, their star mage player on Epik Gaming, and yeah, it's probably pretty smart when ban out that mage. He's kind of not someone you really want to be fighting against. And let's see what are they going to go for. The Needly ban, yes indeed, no one at Epik does play Needly, but I believe it's, was it? I don't even know that Shushei or PK really played Needly that much. I know Shushei's definitely known for that Gragas, PK known for that Swain. Slightly, off main. These are the ones that are not normally banned out right away. Normally it's mages like Vladimir and even Malzahar and Karthus and Anivia that get kind of pushed around. But interesting, the Taric ban. I don't think we've actually seen Taric banned in quite some time. If ever, I'm sure someone can come back and tell me, no, you're a noob. He was banned like 7 times. Why are you blind? But it's really one of the first few times we've seen a support that wasn't Sona banned out in these games. So Taric is gone. Sona, though, still in there. I'm kind of intrigued by that one, though. That is really aimed at that double lift playing that support role down there. Twisted Fate banned out. Epik, again, not a team that plays TF. They really don't play some of these mages in here, which is, I guess, a little bit too bad. You look at CLG and, Big Fat LP, a great Twisted Fate player, Hotshot GG, a great Needly player, and these are these sort of specialized champions that you have to be good at the champion to play them. Whereas, someone like Malzahar, Vladimir, you can be more of a generalist mage player and still do well with them. But Needly and Twisted Fate really are very skill-based. You really have to learn those champions specifically, and it's kind of a shame there that they don't get to pick those out. And the final ban here going to be Corki, again, aimed at West Rice. So Akali's still in, so we might see that one out. Double Lift still hasn't gotten to play Poppy Poppy so far this game. But here we go. NA style of play showing up. First pick onto Vayne, and she's been very, very commonly popular, and that's going to go onto West Rice most likely in this series.
Yeah, so Fnatic getting their first 2 choices. Predictions?
Jungle Nunu and the Mage. Yeah. Mage probably, I'm thinking Vladimir, maybe Gragas. Oh no, the Janna. Okay, so the support pick is Janna, so I was guessing a jungler there. There we go, the Alistar and Janna. Interesting. So with both of those being picked up, that can't really both be bottom lanes. That might be a jungle cow. Cyanide is the jungler on the team. He's already got Smite down there. Yeah, I mean, that could really be it. I don't think they're going to go for AP Janna by any means, so Janna's going to babysit someone at bottom lane. They're certainly not going for Roamer because of that, which means Alistar, I think, has to be... Actually, no, because Shushei plays AP Alistar. Yeah, he can solo top his AP Alistar and do great. Yeah,
and I guess Janna will go on to Melissan, who's normally playing support in the Fnatic team.
Yeah, so that's going to be the pretty standard one there. So the ban on Taric, the first early grab on Janna, that's going to still leave Sona and Soraka open, even Zillion as well. And there's the jungle pickup, double lift grabbing that Nunu right there. West Rice will probably be playing Vayne. I still want to see them go back to the strategy they used back in the NA finals, where they went double carry. They had, although it was Corki solo top and then Misfortune duoing bottom with Taric, but Vayne is not a great 1v1 champion. She really kind of wants that babysitter there. She's a bit frail, and without really a good solo available range DPS. Okay, there we go. West Rice going to grab on Jarvan the Fourth, J4, Jarmander, whatever you want to call him there. He's got a lot of nicknames there, and that's going to be... Actually, I don't even know who plays tanky DPS on that team, really. That's kind of interesting to me.
Dyrus?
Yeah, I guess Dyrus would be the player for that. Yeah, he does play Singe, but normally you see him pushed down onto the support role, and then actually Double Lift does it too. Double Lift, I know, plays Poppy and Garen, so yeah, not quite completely certain on the roles there for Epik, but certainly 3 great champions so far picked up. Looks like even though the jungler was just taken with Nunu, Shushei is going to grab a Mumu for them right away. They're just going to grab those junglers up there, and they're not really in a rush to take any roles. They're actually going to leave their last solo slot open, actually. They're going to have Ashe on a bottom lane. It's a great lane right there. Mumu in the jungle. AP Alistar going to be soloing top or mid, and their last solo is still going to be open. And so really no one's rushing to grab mages this game. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, almost all the mages are in.
Yeah, since we've already had the Nunu pick from Epik, it surprised me a little that Fnatic would get a Mumu in this slot rather than just, taking that last person first, if that makes sense. You know, rather than getting the obvious one. But we'll see now what Epik go for.
I guess they're using it to counterpick because they could go someone like Malzahar and really go for like an anti-tank strategy, or they could grab Karthus if they got a player for that. Or PK could wait to see if he has a Swain comp. If they go another 2 melees, he can grab Swain really easily. There's no really melee support left as Tarek is gone. But yeah, there's a couple of good counterpick mages still available, so we might see wait and see how that one goes down. Certainly, probably not going to see Gragas this game because Shushei is going to be on that AP Alistair. So it's basically we're waiting on what PK is going to play. Epik right now, they're waiting for the last 2 picks right now. Soraka is the support of choice. That's pretty standard. Although Sona though has been the really highly contended support recently. In these games we've seen so far today and yesterday, and they're going for Soraka instead. And I know Dyrus really does hate playing Soraka, but he gets that champion a lot anyway. And, oh, Sauce, gonna be on Swain. Okay, I see that.
Yep, so Soraka and Swain, the final 2 picks there for Epik. And now we'll see what Fnatic complete their lineup with. Malzahar. And Malzahar. Yeah, no real big surprise there. And obviously they're just going to switch around in these 2 minutes that they have before the game will go live. Yeah.
And this is a great crowd control heavy team from Fnatic. It's a little bit strange to see, you know, solo lane Alistair, AP Alistair. It's kind of cool to see how these teams specialize because Fnatic loves AP Alistair, and then Game DE with Xylor was playing jungle Alistair, and then North American teams, specifically CLG, was doing a lot of roam Alistair. TSM does that as well on X Special. So it's kind of cool to see this champion like just take any one of these given roles randomly, just depending on what the team likes to do with that champion. But we're going to see AP Alistair, so the double AP, you know, Alistair and Malzahar, they have really great everyone on this team has a stun of some sort, or some hard crowd control. You know, John, the lesser of the 5, you know, it's a knockup, but it's a fairly short knockup. Meanwhile, Epic's got a great babysit bottom lane that can farm out really, really hard. And Jonna can't heal the damage that they end up doing. So they could actually push onto this Ashe pretty well and do great. Saul's going to have a pretty good mid lane against Malzahar. I should be able to sustain himself and get some free harass down there. Dandin in the jungle is going to do probably better than a Mumu. Typically we do see those Nunus do play very aggressively, steal some of these jungle minions. They do quite well for themselves. But that team fight on Fnatic is just huge. It's a huge team fight.
I think it's a really great pick out from Fnatic here. I mean, it's nothing, you know, unusual in itself. It's kind of you know, a standard but really well-rounded lineup that they've gone in for there. You may see Epik struggle with that. I mean, I guess Dyrus against Shushei on that top lane is going to be not the most interesting lane to watch, most probably. You know, both of them fairly resilient. Yeah, plenty of escape methods and, you know, survivability. So I guess that's not really going to be where we're seeing most of the action. But, you know, that bottom lane will be interesting to see how you know, Lamia, Westrise go head to head. We've seen some great AD play from Westrise over the tournament. Same from Lamia actually, who really picked things up after day 1. But it looks like we're going to be getting into the game here momentarily.
Indeed we are. So the game is now hitting the loading screen. Dyrus was in fact playing the tanky DPS right there. He's going to be the Jarmander. And Dandin going to be jungling as he has this entire series. This time he is on Nunu. He doesn't seem to get Nunu very much in these games, but he's got him now, and he's going to do the best he can. And yes, we're bringing back the very best he can meme from the NA finals. I seem to have about 4 catchphrases that I rotate, and I'm gonna go with this one for this game. The best he can is going to be mine. Melisandre with Clairvoyance going to go ahead and try to find those ganks out there in the CV around the jungle and see if they can get any opening aggression. But none of these teams seem to have really gone for these early level 1 team fights. Looking at the standings here, though, I think the level 1 advantage is definitely to Fnatic. Ashe's going to have the auto crit arrow. And a lot of stuns with the rest of that team here. But we are now underway into this first game. We have hit that match. We're going to follow Dyrus out. So everyone, please give a round of applause for the final best of 3 number 2 semifinals winner bracket. Round of applause, everyone. Going into this game now. Let's go. Like always, I am following Vayne out of the base. Seem to always just happen to follow Vayne. Just seems to be the champion. She's always going to be in those fights. Does you know, among the most damage across all the champions. And Yeah, she's one of those great ranged carry picks that just churns out damage, and she's really special because she's kind of a win-more champion, where she scales super hard, and her passive allows her to chase champions around. She basically just gains free movement speed if she's following someone, and so if you're starting to pull ahead in a team fight, and the enemy team starts running away, she's going to really start picking up and getting a lot of kills out there, throws out tons of damage, and she's going to be the one to watch in these late-game team fights. Can she pick up the kill first? Can she push the enemy teams away? And, you know, against Alistair and Amumu, who are really going to try to jump onto her, if she can push them away and get safe, they'll be in really good shape.
Oh.
Cyanide FI just quit the game. I'm not quite sure what's going on. Dyrus quitting out as well. Looks like we're going to go for a remake here. I'm not quite sure what happened, but it looks like we're going to be remaking this game. So hopping on out on that one. We're going to have a new game come up pretty soon. Same picks and bans and whatnot. We're going to find out what that problem was and hop into the remade game when that comes up.
So, take two.
Take two. We seem to have that a lot, actually. We get a lot of take twos in our games.
Yeah, we're just the unlucky ones, it seems. Maybe that's my curse again.
The F, man.
Sorry.
What the F?
Sorry, freak. Can't do anything about it.
You're breaking my heart. Okay, so I'll talk a bit about the lineups. I like Fnatic's stun comp. So how about let's break it down by minutes. First 5 minutes, early laning. Who's got the better team there?
For me, Fnatic, as you mentioned there. If they were to meet early on, I mean, we see one thing you touched on yesterday is a lot of the North American teams generally go early out of the gates with the AD and AP characters, with boots and health potions, whereas the Europeans generally go for your Doran's Ring, your Doran's Blade. So that little bit earlier on, a little bit more health, a little bit more damage with the Fnatic side. I expect them to come out pretty much flying from this one. From the start.
What about the early lane setups that, those next 5 minutes into the game, when people start getting closer and closer to level 6, and you've got the back and forth play. Of course, those healing potions, when you go boost the potions, you have basically 600 free health worth of those consumables, and that'll get you pretty far into those lanes, whereas the Doran's Blade gives you the 100, and that's it. So how do you think those levels are going to play out?
Well, like you say, the potions are a more over time thing, but the earlier the Doran's Blade, Doran's Ring, going to allow Fnatic to maybe put that bit of pressure on at the lower levels, level 1s to 4 maybe. But obviously, as we start to move further on, there's going to be that little bit more gold possibly for. Did I spectate?
In the wrong game. A different game out. Yeah, real quick. We're actually roasting his blind pick because again, the players do know their picks and bans. They do know the champions are going to be played. So we're going to go into a blind pick game where they can lock in immediately and hop right on through on that. So Fnatic is in. Epik Gamer players are now joining as well. We've got 4 in from Epik, 5 in from Fnatic. Getting the spectators in as well pretty soon, and then we're going to kick this game off into the real game 1, the second best of 3, winner bracket semifinals number 2, and it's going to be hopefully as epic of a game. Of 3 games, fingers crossed, as we saw just a little bit ago against All Authority and Team Solo Mid.
I hope it's going to be a better one, to be honest.
I do too.
If that's even possible.
Oh, it's
but I'm
possible.
Sure it is.
It's possible. This is really a heavily looked forward to match. I don't know if that's even grammatically correct at all, but certainly I think this is a match that a lot of people wanted to see. I'm actually really glad to be casting this one. This is the one I really wanted to cast here because it's Fnatic back in full form. They already beat CLG. Now that was the 3rd seed from North America, so Epik, should be better here, but Fnatic put on quite that show. And it's the only games we've seen of them since PK rejoined that lineup, so this is really going to be the big coming out party from Fnatic. Last time these teams fought, Epik did win that one, but they've now got something to prove with their new lineup, and it's going to be quite epic. Ha ha ha, really funny. But also the players are talking back and forth. Different people getting on the computers. Some of the settings are getting changed around. So the players are going to go through and actually change some of their sound options real quick, make sure the controls are right. I was actually sitting behind Team Solo Mid in the second game between TSM and AAA, and I watched Reginald actually have to rebind some of his hotkeys where he didn't, set them up quite between the games, and was like, why am I self-casting my ultimate? I didn't mean to. And he went into the options, then you unbound one of those keys. Said, okay, I'm just gonna get rid of that one real quick. So, a little bit unfortunate there. I guess that's a lack of LAN experience to some extent, where they're not setting themselves up quite as well as they should. I personally just have my entire key bindings memorized. We've got 8 different builds to play on internally. You've got to set up your keys for each one, so I know exactly the keys that I'm changing, the ones that I use. I even have to unbind the one for the vent hotkey. I have ridiculous amounts of extra key bindings and options to move around. There's things you kind of have to memorize when you go through and you play a lot in places more than just at home. I guess a kind of unique situation for me, but these players will come to learn that kind of stuff. I mean, I know coming from pro gaming, like you would just bring a text doc with everything that you've ever changed. You just like drop it into the folder, or you would just come through and memorize. I actually took screenshots of my settings menu because I would play tournaments in Korea where it's all in Korean, and I don't read what those dialog boxes mean anymore. So I'm like, here's a screenshot. The third dialog box is going to be in the middle, and then the second option down is when I want to choose there, and then that radio button is going to be clicked. And you just have all these things ready because you never know what's going to get thrown at you. And you bring your own equipment, you memorize all your settings, you take screenshots of them at the very least, and that was part of the game. Is you would come into these with not preparations just of your strategies and of your skills, but of how to set yourself up like it were at home. That is one of the skills you have to learn. When you're basically away from home, when you're on someone else's computer, you've got to make that as much like what you're used to as you can. This happens in the real sports, the physical sports, soccer, football. I'm in Europe and just said soccer, sorry. Now I feel shameful. Football or American football. And you realize the grass, the dirt's not always exactly the same as you're used to. You've got to come prepared for the curveballs that get thrown at you when that happens.
I like the analogy actually.
Yeah, thanks. Isn't it wonderful? I didn't even practice it. It just came off the top.
But your Korean analogy, I think you're a little bit lazy. You can also just learn Korean.
I could. You're right. I could learn to read Hangul, and that would help a little bit. But that's a lot of effort when I could be playing video games instead, and that's got me this far in life. So I'm kind of happy with the decisions that got made, to be honest. But
you can learn Korean later.
I could learn Korean later. You're right.
On the weekends when you've got your days off.
When I got my days off, but then I want to play the video game some more and get better at the game because now I'm actually kind of bad. I used to be ranked 1 in the ladder, and then I fell off because I got a real job, and that seems to cut into video game playing time. Weird that.
Yeah. Strange.
It is, but that's what happens when you start working. Even when it's your own game, sometimes work must get done.
The unfortunate life of Freak.
Oh, it's such a hardship. I mean, coming to tournaments, having to cast in front of hundreds of thousands, clearly is such a hardship, but I do it for you. Okay, I'm done. Okay, really. Moving on, though, I'm now going to stop embarrassing myself in front of everybody. Players are getting closer and closer to being ready. They're going to go through and try to set their settings up properly. I'm going to go ahead and press this GG button real quick, just because I can. Didn't really pick up on stream, but I had to because they got to so many times that previous best of 3. It feels good to press that button, man. It does.
I'm surprised the batches have lasted this long, actually.
That's true.
We've seen some great games this tournament. We've used it a lot, but still going strong.
Happy about that.
Still going strong.
Yeah.
So yeah, we do have some of the admins, obviously, that we have here in the tournament area over with the players. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we should be getting ready to start here in a little while. Actually, a lot of people as well have been asking us questions on the League of Legends forums.
I should pull that up.
We could go through that.
That's actually a great
While we have a little
idea.
bit of time.
Xenon's tea is still here and burning hot and just kind of sitting there. So you have to make sure that people... Actually, I guess you can pull them up on your one. I'm going to watch over here and make sure that players are getting ready. So Joe will pull up some questions that we're going to ask. If you would like to ask us questions, head to the League of Legends or eu.leagueoflegends.com board. There's going to be threads up about asking questions, or you can go ahead and tweet at Riot Pendragon, at Riot Tomat, at Riot Freak. You can pimp your own.
Joe_Miller.
There you go.
It's pretty simple.
Pound Esports, Pound League of Legends, ask a caster. If you want your questions answered, let us know. We will answer them. We do have some few minutes to kill, but stay tuned because the best of 3 will be coming on very, very soon. But in the meantime, who's got cool things to ask? Do you have a question for us yet?
We've got to find a thread first.
All right, well, he's going to find a thread. I'm going to go ahead and talk about something random. So, man, I really like Teemo. Teemo is such an excellent champion. He's impossibly cute. He blinds people. It's great. He's one of only, I think it's 2 champions left in the game who actually cast a blind, him and Heimerdinger. Those 2 Yordles almost never see competitive play, and I'm not sure why. Heimerdinger's got the awesome fro right there. It's curly and yellow, and it's amazing. He does head spins when you slash D. When you slash L, he jumps onto the ground and rolls around, and it's great because you can actually dance and laugh while Zhonya's. So, great, we are ready to go. But Heimerdinger, really cool because, when you put those turrets down and they try to attack you, you activate Zhonya's Hourglass, so you turn invulnerable so your turrets can fight, but then you can slash L, and so you go Zhonya's, and then you start rolling around on the ground laughing, and it's great because you can kind of grief the enemy team that way, flying around the map, and I think it's super awesome. And I think that's just really excellent. So the picks and bans are going on now. Of course, they've already been chosen. The players are just grabbing their champions and locking in. We're going to be going underway into Game 1 pretty soon. We've got one more guy waiting to lock in. And then we're going to actually hit up a load screen after about 10 seconds after that. So your prediction was 2-0 for Epik. What's your real prediction?
That is my real prediction.
That's not your real prediction.
That's my real prediction.
No, you're not.
Serious.
No, you're doing that to troll me. What's your real prediction?
Seriously, 2-0 for Epik.
Okay, who do you want to win then?
Fnatic. That's why I said 2-0 for Epik. Because I've been literally wrong every single game.
So that's not your real prediction.
Yeah.
You're saying it just because you want to jinx Epik.
No. I don't have a favorite in this tournament. I'm completely unbiased.
If only all of us could be so strong.
I know.
That was a jab. Hurt right here.
It was just a joke.
Getting flamed by my own co-cast.
Well, I actually found the thread literally just as the loading screen came up, so at least we know where the thread is for later.
Well, I'm glad you were useful in the meantime.
Thank you very much.
I'm busy talking about how many doing head spin, and you're like, I'm going to find, the load screen. I found a thread, quote unquote.
Yeah, I wasn't really listening to you. I just heard the odd word like Teemo and Blind and Heimerdinger and Curly Fro and head spins.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
This is the appropriate time for discussion in a League of Legends cast. So yes, we did hit up to, I believe it was up to 190-something thousand viewers now. We really, really want to break that 200K mark.
We're going to have a party here when we hit 200,000, I heard.
If you know anyone who has a computer, just link them the URL. Let's just hit 200K, please. You're in the final best of 3 of the night, the second winner bracket semifinal here. Epik versus Fnatic. Crazy game. If they don't play League of Legends, they should, and this will teach them how. Best players in the game. Make them watch this. Let's break 200K. Let's break 500K. Let's just do it. Let's just somehow make that happen. A couple other fun numbers for the day, if you want to know about them. We hit almost 1 million yesterday. 950,000 unique people visited the stream. That is a lot of people.
Yeah, really great stuff, guys. It just shows how strong the League of Legends community is and how much everyone wants to watch these great teams play.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's super crazy awesome. Let's break 200K. Let's break 1 million. Let's make that one happen. Okay, guys? Please, for the love of Teemo, do it for Teemo. And I know everyone loves Teemo. He's with all of us. But I am actually following West Rice around the map right now. They're actually just going to camp in between themselves, in between their turrets right now on the screen.
Yeah, we can go in game,
actually, on the screen. But really, I'd love to see Captain Teemo walking around. But in light of that, we do have at least 2 Yordles in the game. Okay, round of applause to everyone in the audience. Round of applause to everyone at home. Second winner bracket semifinal going on now. Round of applause, everyone. Let's go into the game now. And wow, Epik, super scared right now. They are very afraid. Yes, I did say scared. Scared, because pirates. Okay, we'll assume. But yes, we do see Epik Gaming hiding around in the back of their jungle. I think they were hoping that they would get invaded upon and then get a gank off on the side. The Clairvoyance was watching pretty much every aggressive brush they could possibly have been in. But Damden going to pick up a wolf right there. Is going to get a little bit of help from Dyrus taking out this top camp. But ooh, yes, some fair aggression here from Fnatic. They're going to take down the Wraith camp fairly easily. A Clairvoyance goes down as well to make sure they didn't get picked up on. And that's going to be just fine for them. And here comes the pull from Jarvan. And yes, Dinh will be able to take this Golem down pretty safely there. The Consume goes off, 2 more attacks, and that will be the pickup. And okay, here we go. AP Alistar fighting, very obviously AP Swain. Malzahar versus Jarvan in mid. So we see a little bit of divergence now in the lineups as we have Mage versus Mage mid, but tanky DPS physical versus Mage top. So I guess you could call Alistar tanky DPS. He's kind of a tanky mage. He's kind of like Gragas. So he's still AP damage. So it's magic damage from Fnatic and physical damage from Epik.
Yeah, and Shushei's obviously at these lower levels probably going to be putting a lot of pressure down onto Swain. And up at the top lane, you can already see that PK has done exactly the same onto Dyrus, and as they both hit level 2. Down at the bottom, of course, it is Ashe versus Vayne. And pretty.
Dyrus pushing aggressively already with exhaust and the jump onto PK, but he's going to flash out of the way. He's going to be fine just there, putting down that silencing wall, going to make it out just fine. Dyrus, though, down to 2 health potions. The PK going to go through his as well. Looks like all the players have now spammed their summoners. Dyrus pushed down both. PK actually does still have Ignite, so if he gets to play aggressively a little bit later, he's got that roughly 100 damage now in his back pocket in case he needs it. Nunu actually going to come around and maybe find a gank for himself. And the flash is down, so this could be really, really bad for PK. And Dinh coming around. Dyrus is nearby as well. PK not with a great silence, going to keep him from getting slowed by Nunu. And yeah, he's going to make that escape just barely, and he's going to actually peel back right away.
Yeah, some nice early pushes going on there, and we're going to have to expect that. Obviously, Dinh going to have a push up at his top whenever he can, try to get that kill onto Malzahar as early as possible, give his teammate that advantage. In the middle, we saw Shushei actually constantly harassing Sals. And that seems to be working out quite nicely for him. We're going to see Jarvan up at the top getting a nice bit of free farm as those minions come in towards that turret range. We may see something down at bottom as well. We've got Cyanide sniffing around. No, he's decided to actually back away from that as a Clairvoyance goes right on top of him. So they know where Cyanide is. And actually Dinh's going to come in aggressive onto him. And they're just going to go at it slowly, very slowly. Shushei's starting to work his way around, and Bandage toss in, and surely Dinh's just going to run away from this one. No, he's going to keep playing it hard, and in comes Vayne. This could be very, very bad for Fnatic. Cyanide will surely go down at this point. Yes, he will. It is Swain who takes first blood. Westrice is constantly putting the pressure onto Shushei as well, but can't quite get into him before he reaches that turret and gets to the safety. But first blood for Epik.
Wow, great opening there. And this, you know, I'm going to, you know, we talked about it the very first day. I do want to see Epik win, at the very least, just to see, you know, closer to the NAEU finals. Really, the winner of the first game doesn't matter. All I'm really going to do is root for the loser of the first game in game 2, and then game 3. We'll see how it goes. I do kind of want to see NA push through and take a winner bracket final match. I want to see those lineups there, because I don't want to see, you know, one continent getting shoved out too early on. I mean, unfortunately, Southeast Asia did, and I would have loved to see one of those teams at least hit a relegation match. Zan almost made it through, but Salsei up to a great start right now, pushing through, actually getting Alistar back to his turret, and he's got that golem buff thanks to the kill on the jungler, and that's a wonderful advantage there. Shushei taking a ton of damage, but there comes the pulverize and the headbutt, pushing Salsei into that turret range, but of course, there's so many minions to tank that. Almost the bandage toss in from Cyanide FI, pushing Salsei lower and lower. Of course, he does not have a good way of getting health, but he's going to land the never move, and Cyanide FI down about half health, but I think he'll be okay.
Yeah, down bottom, a couple of pings going off, but it's fairly even down there. We see obviously Lamia, who's playing Ashe, up at level 4 already. Westrice can't be far behind that one as well. No, in fact, as I say, he actually dings, and Jarvan is dancing back.
I love that. Oh, Dyrus trolling everyone all the time. Bot lane damage up, but a Melisande so very low, but can't quite pick it up. Westrice has that lizard buff, and that did help him push down quite a lot. Lemia's pushing him back right now. Double If, though, will continue to completely sustain him on health, and as he gets one more heal in, Westrice can completely zone him. Right now, he could get bursted down, but now he should play completely aggressively. He should completely zone out Lamia right now, and he's not doing it. I think that's a mistake right there. Ashe should not get a single lick of experience right now if Westrice plays it correctly, and instead, Lamia is actually still managing the last hit, and I think he shouldn't be able to.
Yeah, and actually Westrice is going to be going back. And will we see Double If follow? Probably not. Westrice decides against it. And he's going to hang on. We will see Janna coming back into lane for Fnatic here in just a second. And it was Soraka who actually went back for Epik. As you can see on the screen there, we had Cyanide just finishing off the walls before he goes home. He starts buying up. And actually we've got double Doran's ring already for Double Lift right off the start.
Wow, so Double Lift actually going for ability path. Actually, one of the cool things about the supports is normally you see, oh wait, hold on, a quick fight coming in from Dyrus versus PK, getting him down to about half health. PK should still have his ultimate and ignite, but Dyrus at full health is not going to be easy to kill. I think a full cover from PK would get him close to dead, especially if Dyrus' shield is down. Some more harass coming on there. Yeah, there we go. The Malefic Vision's going to hit Dyrus pretty hard. PK's got a decent cooldown, though, on that spell. It's, I believe, about 13 seconds right now. It's 7 plus 2 per level, so that's actually 11 then. So yeah, it's going to be a fairly moderate cooldown there. He's not going to be able to do a ton of damage to easily push down onto Dyrus, but certainly over time can wear him down and get him into a burst damage range. So Salsei's still going to keep out in mid with Golem buff, actually, which is just timed out now, is going to make him have to fight at his home turret, and that's going to mean a couple of missed last hits. And we're going to see if he can do anything with that. He's going to be able to pick up, actually, miss a lot of these, actually. The turret's going to take almost all these last hits right there. That's a little bit unfortunate for Salsei, only getting one of those 4. And yes, I am talking about last hits. Yes, this is still free casting about minion kills. Cyanide FI going to jump over to the Lizard camp right now, going to get Lizard for himself. Maybe he'll donate it over to Malzahar or Alistar. I doubt it, though. They're going to be less likely to gank. And a couple interesting things we see here is that Fnatic actually not using teleport on Malzahar as AAA did. It worked so well for them, I'm surprised that they're not copying that style because it gave them a good number of kills. But okay, here comes the burst onto Shushei, getting rooted up by Dyrus and Saucy, and actually he whiffs the knock up there, but Shushei could still go down. Dyrus takes him back to the face. Asher is going to block onto Saucy, and Shushei actually staying alive, surprisingly, through all of that. I think it was the missed knock up from Dyrus that caused that, but here comes PK across the map. Dinh going to get dropped down almost definitely. 1-1 now the kill score, bringing that back alive. 9.4 versus 9.2 thousand gold, almost equivalent right now. PK though with a golem buff, going to be pretty beautiful.
Oh, and Westrice almost being caught there by the bandage toss from Cyanide. Salsa is fairly low still, and with the two there, with Malzahar and Alistair around, he doesn't want to push in and get his heals off. He's actually used health potions to start working his way in. Ooh, PK just pulling the tower. Not what he wanted to do, and looks like they're going to dive in there. In comes the bandage toss. Yep, Salsa is going to go down. Is he? No, right now he's managing to survive, and it's going to be Cyanide that could be in a little bit of trouble. We've got Jarvan chasing him down. In comes a nice move, though, from the cow to keep that one fairly good, and Dyrus and Dinh will both be out of that one. Nicely done.
A great ult from him, just barely saving his team, and a great sounds coming out there as well, going to help keep his team from getting slowed by Dinh. And wow, I can't believe no one died there. There's so many low champions. Look at Malzahar at less than a bar of health. We got a couple of really low champions here as well. Dyrus very, very nearly died to that burst, but managed to heal up just barely. That's Soraka with the wish, keeping him alive. And that's what I was talking about right before that gank happened up top. Is Soraka is one of those champions, the support champions, that actually benefit from ability power enough that you're going to go for it. In the NA finals, I saw a lot of not Doran's Wing, but Mass Cage pick on Soraka in those games, and just to give her the ability power, because her heals scale actually very significantly with AP, and that's the thing, right? We were actually seeing some of the players talk about how they wanted to keep Soraka down, because if she gets ability power, what we see Tarek and Sona and the last support, John, are the main ones that we see. When they get farmed, they get more tanky. They usually build support items like Shirelia's Reverie, maybe Arandu's if they really get up there. But their impact is still just I knock someone up, whatever, my base spell damages and base spell abilities is what kicks it in for me. But Soraka actually scales incredibly well off of ability power, and those heals can really save people with both her main heal with Astral Blessing and the Wish, her ultimate. Those are giant AP ratios, and they give a lot of health back to single targets and the full team. And so Soraka really actually wants to farm and actually get a lot of gold. You can see that she's at 24 minion kills, which actually is not too shabby since Janna is still at 1. She's got the 2 Doran's rings, and ability power, like I said, really, really awesome on Soraka. And it does allow her those really great burst heals. So her going a bunch of Doran's rings, not surprising me at all. It really does allow her more impact in this game, so it's no surprise that they're actually letting her solo on bottom while they have basically everyone else roam around on the map right now.
Yeah, the minion kills up on that top lane not really working out for Jarvan. Actually, he's 49 to the 72 of Malzahar, who's obviously off to a good start. You see there a bit of pressure in that middle area from Shushei, who will continue to just annoy Salsa, who will be able to heal up at any given opportunity at this point. Double lift stain at the back of the minion pack, and
Westrice back into the game. Yeah, he actually managed to DC for a couple of seconds. That's part of the reason why Soraka was soloing for so long. He actually managed to last hit pretty well with those banana throws for the basic attack. And here comes an Asher across the map. Will it land onto Saucy? No, it will not, but the ping has gone out. They know that Dyrus should know about this. Oh, that was close. It would have been cool if Malzahar actually predicted where the arrow would go and stun him when he was in range of that one, but I think Dyrus stayed out of range enough. And he's actually going to push onto XPK, but jumps right into a giant burst combo, and he is down to about a quarter health. The silence will hit, the ignite still ticking away, but he might survive this. Malefic Vision's doing some pretty good damage. Now in the mid lane, Shushei going to stun away these people, has popped his ultimate as well, so he's going to keep himself alive right there. Has Golem buffs, so plenty of mana to spam those heals onto himself. The 2 Doran's rings, the 50 ability power, going to make him hard to push around.
Yeah, nicely done by Shushei, and also PK obviously up on this top lane, who is taking all the damage there, as we may see something on the bottom. No, I'm not sure what PK was doing there, why he kept that tower damage coming in onto him. I mean, obviously wanted to do it. There's a lot of minions on that tower. It's not going to go down to that push, but either way. And Westrice just putting out a bit of annoyance onto Ashe. But Fnatic, of course, are in and are doing Dragon already. We're going to have Ashe coming in to support. I'm not sure it doesn't look, to be honest, like Epik even have a clue about this. Okay, so they've pinged in there. There were no wards in the immediate area as far as I can see from Epik, so that's something that they should probably be really trying to work out. I mean, if you look at the Fog of War in terms of Fnatic's view, they've got a really great bit of ward vision going on across the whole river area.
Yeah, they got the one over by Baron, which will spawn in about a minute and a half. They've got two covering the bottom jungle. Oh, never mind. I actually thought, yeah, the ward also spots Epik moving around in that jungle over there. We look over at Epik though. Their ward control not too great. They got a couple of aggressive ones here, but here comes a gank in from Alistar, and oh, just a great prediction arrow there on the double lift. He's going to get stunned out, but he's already flashed over the wall. He is going to be safe. Salsi put out a root right there just in case someone wanted to flash over, but that did not happen, so they're all pretty safe so far. Salsi's going to continue to last hit. Getting headbutt pulverized, though, right away by Alistar. Some pretty good damage there. Alistar with 51 ability power doing some pretty decent damage on his spells. And Epik, they're going to start farming now. Westrice back into the game, going to try to catch up in minion kills. Unfortunately, down by about 40 on this Ashe. That is quite unfortunate, though he does have the assist there. And here comes the gank in for Silent FI, and the damage output on Dyrus is pretty immense, jumping into that Malzahar spell combo, but not enough damage is done. They managed to chain their CCs together, which meant that Dyrus really didn't take the entirety of the pool duration there, that null zone. He actually managed to jump out of it at the end there, so Dyrus kept himself alive, did burn Flash to get out a little bit faster, but Fnatic will get the first turret kill of the game now. The top turret will go down. That 2v1 gank did give them that potential. And now Fnatic in a actually fairly decent advantage now, by 2,500 gold.
Yeah, it's a nice start from Fnatic. Obviously, scoreline still 1-1 as Westrice puts out that little bit of aggression on bottom. Will back away now. Double Leaf actually started to pill back home there for a second, but yeah, there we go. He's going to finish that one off, so he'll be going back to buy something else to add to his couple of Dawn's rings, which he bought that lot earlier on. Just looking at the minion kills down at the bottom, it's kind of ridiculous, to be honest. 57 for Vayne and 118 for Ashe.
Yeah, that is really unfortunate for Westrice there. It looks like XP are going to come around. They're going to find Dan Dinh doing Golem. The Clairvoyance does reveal that they're getting spotted, and Shushei going to do a pretty good job taking this one over. They do know that Dyrus is coming back now. As a 2v2 here on this Golem still. There's no smite here from Fnatic, so Epik has a really good chance here of taking this one over. It's pretty hard to outsmite Nunu, who can consume into smite. And yeah, it's just that true damage combo is massive, and he will pick up the Golem buff. He's going to finish out the rest of these little mini lizards here, who are the support units for that Golem. Going to pick those up, 10 gold apiece, and he's going to be fine right there. Crisis averted. They did not get ganked. They did not lose that buff. Shushei still pushing around on the Salsi. He's got the blasting one now, so 91 AP. Going to be nice for that Alistar.
Yep, Soraka hanging around in that middle area, just giving a little bit of support to Salsi. There are 2, 3 almost around that middle area. Obviously, Cyanide is there as well. The aggressive wards have spotted that PK and Cyanide are moving around that area, and they have pinged Dan Dinh as well, the ward right next to him.
Yeah, they could have gone for a jump there.
Interesting.
Malzahar's ult was up. I really think they could have gone for a flash grab on him. I mean, thing is, he is...
always out of position terribly. Dan Dinh is in some real trouble right now, and surely he's going to go down. 3 versus 1. There's nothing that Dan Dinh can do, and he thought he was safe. He had that ward there. What he didn't know is that the Fnatic ward was in the bush that he was waiting in before that.
Yeah, they didn't know he was there. And that was a really good coordinated effort by Fnatic, ending up picking that one up quite nicely. And actually a little bit of fight coming on between Westrice and Melisson. And Lamia Zelda's come in from the back. Westrice not in great shape. Will flash back into range. He's going to drop. Oh, he's going to stun Lamia Zelda first, but he is going to go down. Ashe picking that one up pretty comfortably. Already has a Bloodthirster in the inventory. That is pretty powerful. 3-1 right now. Fnatic in quite the advantage.
Yeah, and that's going to set Westrice back even further. I mean, 75 to 135, pretty much double the amount of farm from Lamia, and actually they're going to push in onto Double Lift, who is in a whole host of trouble. Does get exhausted, did flash away though, and now we're going to see Nunu push in. What can he do? Ulti is popped, and there was the ulti back from Melissan, and that's what you were talking about a little bit earlier on. Fnatic, with their crowd control abilities, this Nunu ultimate is going to be very difficult to actually get off in an effective position, and we are seeing now also 2 down from this middle area. We will see Alistar and Amumu move in, but Epik aren't going to fall for it. They're going to push back, but we will see a tower push coming, I think, from Fnatic now.
Yeah, this is going to be a pretty big deal. Fnatic in a 4v3 down here. Looks like Jarvan will stay top. Salsi is going to come in from the base, but it's going to be too little too late. Fnatic has a really good chance of this turret right now. Looks like Epik will not stop them in time. I don't know why Dandin is coming in. There's a 1v4 at this point. He's going to drop down almost immediately. Still taking heals from the Soraka, actually. Maybe she can keep him alive, but the cooldown will not come up in time. Silent FI will pick up the kill there. Shushei getting blocked into a wall, but they're not going to keep chasing through. Jarvan staying top, and actually with no summoner teleports, he could get a turret out of this. He's actually going to go ahead and keep spamming down. A minion will actually kill the turret in mid, though. So now that's, look at that, 3 turrets to 0. All the 3 out of turrets have been dropped down. Dyrus not going to push through here. And Malzahar is close by. Doesn't have a ton of ability power just yet. Only the Rod of Ages. So Dyrus will pull away and not die. Will pull out a couple of these jungle mobs. That's cool for him. But actually about to get caught by PK. Will jump across the wall. He'll be fine. And now it's back to Westrice to farm bottom lane. And that should be pretty safe, actually, as everyone has retreated.
Yeah, in terms of items, Ash obviously is a long, long way ahead of Vayne as well. So that's going to be something that Epik really have to sort out before we get into you know, a little bit later phase of the game and they start going in those team fights. Because right now they don't have much of a chance.
Yeah,
up by hold on to that one.
5,000 gold and going for their second dragon now. Up 3 turrets to 0, about to be 2 dragons to 0, 4 kills to 1 as well. The farm advantage, 3 of them above 100. Only 1 from Epik is actually above that mark. And Ashlam arrow across the map actually with everyone, but it's not really a big deal. They will get dragon regardless. They're going to be safe there, and they might actually come back in for a team fight here. It looks like the wards are up. They do know that that's been warded right there. Melisson will come in with the oracles. Cyanide FI will get the last hit there, 25 gold in tow. And here comes the lizard buff, maybe in for Epik. They're actually retreating now. Dandin will ping spam, that's the word I was looking for, onto that. But Fnatic looking to push mid, maybe. Ashe is soloing bottom, but the rest of them looking pretty aggressive here. They have a lot of burst damage and a lot of crowd control if they do go for this.
Yeah, I think they're just going to go running straight in for this one. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't. And they're down to about half HP. Melisson is actually going to get caught. Manages to flash away from the situation. Westrice is going to be focused down by Shushei, but Fnatic need to be careful now. The rest of Epik are moving in from behind, but it looks like they are going to go in for this one. Shushei falling a little bit low, but the pressure is going in. Dandin is also very low, and that was a great flash from Shushei. Dandin maybe will get away from this one. He does have an ignite on him, does go down. Westrice is now the focus of the Fnatic attention. He's going to be absolutely obliterated as Dyrus comes diving in with Jarvan, and they're going to focus straight in. He did drop his ulti down. He's also got that ignite on him, and surely they will finish it off. Yes, they will. That's a great fight from Fnatic so far. It's not over yet. Obviously, once this next wave of minions comes up, they're going to be pushing heavily onto this mid tower.
Yeah, and they might actually be pushing towards Baron right now, or at least the enemy, the jungle right there. Looks like the Banished House comes across. They were looking for Golem, but it is not yet up. And there it is, that second. So, wow, a good timing on those buffs. They're going to pick up Golem for themselves. Probably put that on PK, maybe onto Shushei, but it actually is going to be Shushei. He's going to pick up the Golem buff, so low cooldowns on that cow. It's going to be nice for him. There's Ashe, you can see, farming around in mid, has the Zeal, has the Berserker's Greaves, and the Bloodthirster, so she's going to put out a lot of damage per attack. It's going to be very, very powerful.
Yeah, Ashe a real big threat. And the score, obviously, in terms of kills, 7-1, 8,000 gold more for Fnatic at this point of the game. So only 20 minutes gone, basically.
Yeah, Fnatic in a really, really great position right now. They're going to last at these minions pretty well on Salsi, but you know, it's Doublelift just staying at bottom, going to spam what he can. Looks like he's not actually learned any points into Astral or Star Call rather. He's going to last hit these minions with his banana throws. He's going to do all right there. Alistar still farming around in the jungle as well, so everyone really on Fnatic just clearing out for as much gold as they can get. Westrice still trying to farm out, trying to catch up to Ashe. Pretty close to getting Bloodthirster. Once she has that, she'll be pretty much caught up. Zeal is nice, but not required for damage output. Really just Westrice needs to finish that first big item, and she'll be in good shape. She does scale better than Ashe, though, so as this game goes on, she'll start to catch up more and more and become more of a threat. Really, Ashe has that rank 1 arrow, well, rank 2 arrow by now, but as soon as she has level 6, she has all the utility she needs for the team, and just slowly but surely starts scaling down from there, whereas Westrice will continue to scale up on Vayne and do more and more damage and start outstripping Ashe's role as a ranged AD champion. So the longer they can pull this game, the better the chance is for Epik. They have not lost too many buildings. They have not killed a turret yet, but they've only lost 3. Though they are down by quite a lot, they can still wait across this game. Soraka will gain stronger and stronger heals. Dyrus will get more and more tanking. They have a really good shot, though, if they can stay up in this game.
Right now, Fnatic over in the Epik jungle on that bottom side. Not much around there, but they are placing those wards, just getting a very nice bit of map vision. We do have somewhat of a push down on bottom, and actually we did see there Shushei catching Dinh by surprise. I guess he didn't know that. We are going to see a push inside of middle as well. Westrice is completely out of position there, trying to push that mid turret. And he's going to fall very, very easily once again. 0-3-1, not really having the best game of his life, but we are seeing a push from Epik now. Let's see what they can do. Focus, is it going to be Shushei or is it going to be Cyanide? They don't really care. They're going to push in, actually. Ulti, of course, is out there from Nunu. We've seen South drop down low. There's the ultimate from Amumu, and Shushei's going to wait. Somehow, Cyanide got away from that one. Not quite enough to survive, but here come the rest of Fnatic. Soraka, surely the focus, first of all. She should fall very quickly to these three, and they've actually decided to focus down on Dinh as well. Exhaust is on him. Finally, Soraka was dealt with, and I think Dinh is going to go down. Surely they'll be able to catch up with him here, and there we go. Shushei will finish it off, and it is 3 down for Epik, 1 down for Fnatic. And Westrice is going to charge in here, but he's not going to be able to do anything against these three. And they're going to focus him again. And Westrice is dead, alive, dead, like that.
Wow, ouch, yeah. Fnatic doing a great job of those fights. Over in the top, we actually saw Fnatic x PK dueling against Dyrus, winning that one pretty handedly. Look at him just pushing down onto this turret. All the turrets are going down right now against Epik Gaming, and they're just doing a wonderful job right now. Just beautiful play from all these champions. PK 5-0-1, AP Alistair 3-0-6. Those are pretty much the star players for this game. Ash, of course, doing well additionally with these arrows, but I really think it's really handed to the AP players who are locking up the right champions and dealing tons and tons of burst damage, getting these kills before anyone can really react. And PK actually building quite tanky on Malzahar, going 3-0-4 with a ton of, or not 3-0-4, sorry, getting, I don't know what that was from actually, getting a ton of health items with Riley's Crystal Scepter and Rod of Ages, so getting those AP items that start with R, and it's working quite well. Salsi trying to keep up, has gone Mercury Treads and then a fast Void Staff, not going for any heavy AP items, but actually going for you know, resistance breaking, as I guess he was very worried about magic resist from this Fnatic team.
And we've got Melisande just clearing out wards up by Baron, and that's probably on the cards here very shortly for Fnatic. And all those wards are going to be taken away. Only one still up is actually where Fnatic are right now. And I guess they're going to go take themselves a dragon. And they're 11,000 gold in the lead.
Oh, wow.
12-2 in kills, 5-0 in turrets. This is not looking good whatsoever for Epik.
Yeah, this game is looking really great for Fnatic. At this point, they're basically going to get farther and farther ahead. The champions basically have gotten too many levels, and they're too durable right now. You know, level 15 and 16 in the top two. You know, there are two 15s from Epik, but the rest of the team, though, you know, the lowest level they have is 11. And that's, you know, that's just pretty telling. But the Asher is going to hit Dyrus, and they're going to jump in on there. He will get a perfect flash. They're going to keep him from getting killed by the giant burst combo. That Fnatic could have pushed on to that team. So Dyrus will be safe, but his flash is down. And we're going to see if Epik can actually manage to do something now with the rest of this fight. Westrice has finished Bloodthirster, and that's, you know, the big damage on him that he really needed. Now, if Epik can play this one correctly, they do have good CC, they do have good zoning. And they are going to catch Dyrus in there. He's playing kind of by himself. He's not singed. He's playing a little bit too aggressively. He's going to catch a nice heal from Soraka. And now, who's it going to be who's going to take the focus? Looks like Dinh is in the front. Dyrus actually jumping out of Elmia Zealot. Will they keep going onto this? He will ult as well, but really no one else from Epik is nearby. So Dyrus will go down by himself while Dinh is also finally showing up. Dyrus actually keeping himself alive somehow. Soraka will pop that wish in there, but Salsi looks like he's going to be taking a death right here. Will get picked up. Dinh trying to run away, and Westrice actually getting zoned out by Alistair, and Alistair does pick up that kill pretty much by himself. So 2 deaths from Epik, nothing picked up against Fnatic, and Fnatic could go for the 5v3 Baron attempt, and they are actually going in there. Cyanide taking a shield, turning on Despair, and doing some pretty good damage as the rest of his team shows up.
Yeah, no reason now for Fnatic to be worried about taking this Baron. And Epik are going to have a massive task on their hands if they want to stay into this first game. If you just join us, don't forget, we are in the upper bracket, the playoffs, and it is best of 3. So now this is just game 1. We will definitely have another game, and as we mentioned earlier, hopefully a game 3. But no, it's not quite over until until it's over, let's say, until the fat lady sings.
Indeed. So Fnatic just in such wonderful shape. 14,000 gold up now, 50% ahead. And when we saw that from Fnatic last time, the game was over. And that seems to be what Fnatic does against these US teams. Now 3 times in a row, they start slowly building that advantage, building it over and over and over, and then suddenly they're just like skyrocketing ahead. They force these team fights that are such advantages for them. In front of Baron, in front of turrets, and they just have so much more gold now. Everyone on the team just incredibly farmed. And that's Fnatic just playing a wonderful game right there. Tantamount to art right there, and they're just crushing faces as this goes on. Epik still going to try to farm out there. Westrise breaking 120 minion kills, going to catch up a little bit over time into this fight, but I don't know if it's going to be too little too late. Every time we've seen that gold advantage really break away by that much of a margin, it's been pretty much a free win there, so that could just be scary. Epik, though, of course, still has a chance to go through in this. It is a best of 3, so even if Epik loses here, they can push through and win those next 2 games to push on. And so far, Joe Pickens is going pretty well so far. Epik is going to lose that first game most likely. They still have a shot, but it's a long one. But hopefully they can bring back the game 2 if this does, in fact, go for a loss.
Yep, and right now, obviously, Fnatic starting to put pressure on this mid tower. Yeah, and Epik are just going to let that one go. It was down below half HP anyway, so we'll see if Fnatic continue to push. I can't see any reason why not. There's plenty of minions in there with them as well, and they are just going to nail themselves in. We actually see Dinh start his ulti off onto Shushei, and it's hardly doing any damage to him, actually. And this is surely not going to go well for Epik once again. Dinh is very, very low. Ulti comes in from Cyanide, and we see double flashes out. Salsei is super low. Actually, I'm not sure how he even survived at the end of that one. There goes Dinh. Obviously, Westrise down a lot earlier on as well. Jarvan is dead, and this surely Fnatic are just going to push straight through and get the victory.
Yeah, I think they have a really great chance here at this final push. They've killed 3 members, and there's actually the surrender vote as well. The first game will go to Fnatic, and have to get themselves alive throughout this tournament. But congratulations to them. The victory screen has come on through. And that was really glorious play by Fnatic. They've gotten themselves the 1-0 lead in this so far. And big props to them. They have come back strong since the 1-2 showing yesterday in the group stage. Now 3-0 on the day, about to maybe even chalk up their second 2-0 victory versus the North American teams.
They only lost 2 kills in that one. I think we've seen Fnatic, was it against CLG? They only lost 2 kills as well.
Yeah, they're putting on a clinic right now. They really, really are. They're playing wonderfully today.
And if we just take a little bit of a look down the scoreboard, Westrise 0-6-1, Dinh 0-6-2. I felt Dinh was out of position quite a lot during that game. We saw him at least 2, maybe 3 times, pushing that little bit too aggressive, going back towards a fight that realistically you probably never would have done. And I think Epik just generally getting off to a slow start. I mean, let's not forget, Epik finished first in the group. They didn't play today whatsoever.
Yeah.
Or, they probably had warm-up games, but they've not played a tournament game today.
Yeah,
Fnatic, however, have played, a very important warm-up game, the relegation game. And they managed to 2-0 CLG. So they've had that little bit of extra time to warm up. Obviously, the momentum coming through, you can see how happy and confident Fnatic are.
Yeah.
And that looked almost too easy for Fnatic, in my opinion.
Yeah, they really, really put on a clinic. They played such a wonderful game. PK never dying. Really, all it was the jungler. And really, it's Amu's goal, or not goal, but more his role to be the one to soak up the damage and take those deaths. Everyone else in that team is either ranged or really, damage-based. So, you can say, oh, well, it's okay for Alistar to die. Well, but his AP Alistar, his goal is actually to stay alive and churn out damage in those fights. So, the deaths they did get were on the right champions, I guess, even though he did feed Golem up to Salsei early on. Fnatic ultimately played an extremely competent game. Every one of their lanes did amazingly, and they really deserved to win that game. On the other hand, Epik did lose. They only got 2 kills, but at the same time, they played it right. They were behind. They didn't play scared. You talked about Dinh being out of position. He absolutely was. He got picked off a couple times where he shouldn't have been, but they had to have played aggressively. You look at the champions they've got, right? Nunu and Jarvan, who really do want to jump into those fights and deal damage. If you play scared of those champions, you're never going to get anything done. Now, yeah, they really never picked anything up in those team fights. They happen to lose every fight. But realistically, it was because they were so far behind already, they couldn't get it going. They were behind on turrets and dragons the entire game, so everyone on Fnatic was more farmed than them. But, the mindset was correct. You can't play scared. If you play scared, you end up getting into really bad positions where, when we had the post-game interviews of Game versus CLG, Game said, we played scared and defensive, and that's not our play style. We shouldn't have done that. I don't know why we did, but we didn't get any kills because of that playstyle, where we never really pressed any advantages we had. We never even pressed in to take any kills when they were available to us, and all we did was get run over. Now, when they played aggressively, of course, Epik did get run over, but you can never really play scared. That will never get you kills. The players here are good enough and amazing, in fact, that if you play defensively, you won't get kills because they're not going to give you free fights. They're not going to jump in and say, we're going to lose this one, but we'll fight anyway. They're not going to give you those free fights, so you really have to take those advantages when they're there. You have to take those aggressive pushes when the enemy team's not ready for you. But I think what ultimately happened was all of Epik wasn't ready for them. We saw the one team fight right around Baron, where Nunu and Jarvan jumped in, and Vayne got zoned out by Alistair, and we didn't really ever see any of the rest of that team there. Salsi tried to jump in as well, but Soraka wasn't really there to lend the helping hand quite as strongly. Vayne not able to get babysat properly. Okay, so we have 194,000 people on the stream right now. Thank you all for showing up. This is wonderful to have such a huge audience. People in front haven't even left their seats yet for the most part. There are a ton of you here.
Yeah. On their PCs here.
Yeah. Everyone at DreamHack, if you turn your PCs onto the stream, we're going to break that 200K mark. Everyone who's watching online, look down your buddy list and whatever IM client you use. Look at your buddy list on League of Legends. Tell them to watch this stream. The link is right there in the client. Just tell them to click that guy, because I would love to break that 200K mark. That would be amazing. And that's just a wonderful metric to see. So fingers crossed for that one. Still hoping for that 200K mark. But wow, these games are phenomenal, aren't they? They really are.
I mean, I expected... I don't want to put Epik down from that one. I mean, I expected a closer game, to be honest, in the first matchup. Maybe now we've got that bit of pressure on Epik. They have to win 2 in a row. So they've got some real pressure on their back. Hopefully Epik can now, kind of shake each other and say, okay, guys, come on. Let's think about this. Let's calm down. Let's do it how we know we actually can, because they've beaten Fnatic already in this tournament.
And they definitely know how to. In the interviews with some of the other players, a lot of them did expect Epik to come through and win this. Some predicted teams will admit as well, and they barely lost out to Against All Authority. But Epik was one of the predicted winners here from a lot of these players. So I think they have a really good chance at this one. Looks like Fnatic will take over the first pick in this game, as we're basically going to go alternate back and forth. Actually, I'm not quite sure. I don't know if we're doing alternate or losers pick. We're going to find that one out in the near future. But spectators are in the game. 7 of the 10 players are into the game as well. And so what do you think is going to go differently here? What do you think they're going to do to try to win this game?
They have to change their whole mentality, I think. They're not feeling good right now. There's no way that Epik are feeling confident about this game. I mean, the guy, I'm not sure exactly who's, the captain of Epik.
Dan
is the captain. Yeah. Of course he is.
Of course he is.
He's now got to say, okay, guys, sort it out. He has to really show why he is the captain and why he's the leader of this team, because when you get, let's be quite frank, destroyed in a game like that, at this stage of the tournament, you have to motivate your players. You have to get them back into the roles that they should be pulling off. So hopefully you can do that in the little break that we've got here. The bans and picks will be coming up as soon as we have 10 players. The question is, can Epik turn it around? They need those 2 matches in a row. We're going to be finding out here very, very shortly if Epik can come back in this game, or whether Fnatic will 2-0 it and move through into the upper bracket final to play against All Authority. And we shall see you after this quick commercial break.
Summoners from around the world are flocking to Facebook and Twitter to talk about the Season 1 Championship right now. We're live tweeting the event and giving away the exclusive Viking Tryndamere skin all weekend. To find out how, follow Riot Pendragon and Riot Tammet for details.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the League of Legends Season 1 Championship Finals. We are in the second winner bracket semifinal. Fnatic is up 1-0 against Epik Gaming. We have started right away into the picks and bans. We are there right now. Fnatic has first pick and first ban. PK is the captain on this one, and we are waiting to see his first choice. He's got 18 seconds left on that decision, and we're going to see, I'm estimating, Corky? No, Vladimir's the first one. Okay, they've banned out Vladimir. They're really afraid of Salsi playing him. They know that their mage players, PK and Shushei, are strong enough they can pick almost any mage out there. Right away, the ban is on Rumble. So we've seen mirrored bans so far. Vladimir and Rumble, the early bans out for Fnatic and Epik. As now Fnatic scored again, 17 seconds of there. Taric, again, the exact same bans over and over. Seems that they're more confident in their support play of non-Taric, but they're really afraid of that Taric pick. So, so far, exactly the same bans, and that is what's going to be played on right here. Epik has another 15 seconds on their second ban choice, and you think it's going to be another repeat?
It wouldn't surprise me, to be honest, to see the same bans going in. Epik obviously had an idea in the head from that game, and to be honest, if they're smart and they really believe that what they had planned worked and that game just wasn't their time, then they'd probably just go for it again and do what they really planned last time. So we see the third ban for Fnatic will be Akali.
Yes, indeed. So that's going to be a little bit different from the Corki ban last time, still aimed at Westerice. But this time the Akali's banned out, and this actually does give, I think, Epik the chance to run that Corki top and then the Misfortune plus the bottom, which I think was the best strategy I've seen them play so far. The ban is on a Mumu, and that I think is really, really smart, where, you know, they really trust Dinh's jungling with, you know, with Nunu, with Ward, with a lot of different choices there. And now certainly Fnatic could go, like, take Nunu, then take Lanewick and force Din into a fourth pick jungler. But I mean, you know, even Nocturne is not at all a bad choice. And the first pick is actually Janna, so still Sona and Soraka available as supports, and I think Soraka played very well last time. Sona's been a very heavily contested pick from the teams as well, so I think that's going to be pretty strong. But here's their chance to take, you know, a lot of really great choices here. They have first pick on jungler. They can take Nunu against Warwick. They have first pick on Mage, first pick on ranged AD. Vayne's still in there. Oh, Dyrus on Jax. So, first game of the day, I had my fanboy moment of Dyrus playing Singed.
Dyrus is your favorite player,
Dyrus
right?
seems to be my favorite player. Dyrus plays the most ridiculously random champions. Dyrus on Jax, honestly, people at home are going to be applauding for this one. Dyrus, since beta, has been a Jax player. And if this is really going to be there, that's putting on a show for the fans, if nothing else. That is, I will try not to gush over it too much. I got flamed for it last time, but honestly at this point I actually want to cheer for Epik just to make it a 1-to-1 score, even if not to have them win the best of 3, but I want to cast those 3 games. Rivington and Daniel, they keep getting the more epic BO3s, and Joe and I deserve our time. People actually sighed in the audience when he switched over, I swear to you, that happened. But Malzahar and Nunu are the grabs there. Dyrus, a #1 troll, apparently in North America, switches that out at the last second. So Malzahar and Nunu, though, great picks so far, actually. Those are really strong champions.
Yeah, we've been trolled a couple of times with this event, actually. Damn guys. Yeah, Cyanide with Jarvan and Alistair with Lamia is the next 2 picks, and they were very quick, actually. No messing around from Fnatic. They don't want this break to go on too long. I guess get into their momentous stride once again, as we've seen from them so far in this game. They're 1-0 up. So yeah, next 2 coming out from Epik, and it looks like we're going to have Vayne once again.
So pretty similar lineup so far. It looks like the jungle Jarvan, they're going to be a switch up. So basically we've traded places where Malzahar not going to be on Epik, Jarvan going to be on Fnatic, but it's Sign and FI going to be jungling Jarvan. They seem to not, basically EU doesn't seem to run Jarvan very much. And when they do, it's Cyanide jungling him, and he's been really strong in that role so far, so I can't really hate. But he's going to be, you know, oh, cool, double lift. There we go. Yeah, and yep, there's applause in the audience. Double lift, going to have Blitzcrank picked up. I mean, we still have the chance to get that last Jax pick in there, because the thing is, you know, Westerice is going to be on Vayne, and Salsi is going to be on Malzahar, and Dan. I mean, basically, yeah, Dyrus still has a champion to pick. Dyrus can still get a champion. It could still be Jax, and I would love to see that. We saw the very last game of AAA versus TSM was actually like American All-Star Team, where it was like, these are all the champions you see in like top ranked queue, and it was just like Rumble says, lol, no problem. But I would love to see, you know, this seems to be pretty much the All-Star lineup where Epik, you know, it's do or die. It's like, look, let's play the champs we know how to play. Let's play the guys that we know we're good at, that we know we can do cool things with. And I'm glad to see Blitzcrank in here. Double lift, one of the best Blitzcrank players the game has ever seen. Ooh, and some nice final picks here. A lot of crowd control here. Ash picked up once more, and it's now Karthus the mage drop. Malzahar's gone, so it's Karthus now, but otherwise a fairly similar lineup to before.
Yeah, a very nice one as well. I mean, PK's Karthus is very, very scary for anyone that's going to go up against him, as is his Swain. So a couple of options left open, obviously, for PK, and they're going to go with Karthus. And the final pick coming up for Westerice, will it be Jax?
I mean, it could be. his lane actually against Karthus hits a really strong lane to fight Karthus with Jax. Karthus, I don't think can. I mean, he can get him on the way back. Oh, they're going for a support pick, so it will be Soraka. Dyrus will get not Jax but Soraka, or he's trolling us. Honestly, I mean, we have 40 seconds still on that pick. I don't want to speculate too much because my heart keeps skipping a beat, and then that moves on. So the team from Fnatic though quite strong. A lot of AOE area denial. Jarvan jumps in, and then Karthus can jump in there as well, turn on E, and get a ton of damage with the file. Lamia Zealot going to be on Ashe and get some nice stuns and slows in there, and the AP Alistar going to be quite strong as well. Still got 15 seconds left on this pick. They're going to keep discussing. This is their final pick. This is a do-or-die game from Epik. They must win this to stay alive in the winner bracket. Even if they do lose, they'll just simply drop to the lower bracket and fight TSM for the right to stay alive. The loser of that game would take 4th place. 3 seconds left. Will it be Soraka? Looks like it will be. They're going to let that one time out, and yes, Soraka is the last pick there, so no Jack, but we still do have Blitzcrank. And Lam's going to be quite strong from this team as well. They have great single target picking. Fnatic much more of an AoE comp really with AP Alistar, with Karthus, with all that going on there. But a single target comp really. Vayne, very much single target focused. Malzahar, very single target focused as well. And Doublelift really going to come in there, break some channels. That doesn't really mean a lot though. There are no major channels in from Fnatic, but he can be very disruptive against Alistar. He can be very disruptive against Jarvan as well. Pull him out of that ultimate and really get him into some nice situations. And think about junglers from EU and really in this game so far, junglers don't get to farm that much. Junglers really hit that 100 minion mark pretty late in the game, so Jarvan won't be farmed. Jarvan can be picked out and killed, and he's going to be up in the front, so that shouldn't be too hard for them.
Well, as you mentioned, this is the Epik do-or-die game, in all fairness. They lose this one, they're down to low bracket. They're not out of the tournament, it is double elimination. So they'll just have to go down and face TSM, but one of them, or maybe not Epik, could be still Fnatic, of course. The team, when you lose in the low bracket, that's it. And obviously that team will be the 4th place team. The winner of this game will be going through into the upper bracket grand final, which guarantees you the top 3 position. Yeah,
and the guaranteed top 3 is nice. It's guaranteed extra prize money. The last 35 seconds now ticking down as the players have swapped around. So the actual lineups are indeed XPK going to be on Karthus, Cyanidify jungling on Jarvan, Lamia Zealot playing Ashe 2nd time in a row, Melisande playing Janna the 2nd time in a row, Shushei, AP Alistar again in a row. A lot of these champions have not changed. Dinh still on that new Smite there locked in for him. Dyrus going to be Soraka once more. Salsi going to be on Malzahar this time instead of the Swain from before. Doublelift though getting that Blitzcrank. He's got Exhaust and Flash, and there's a lot of single target pick out. And Westrice at the bottom lane going to be Exhaust and Flash. And actually, interestingly enough, I don't know if it's going to be Doublelift soloing or Westrice soloing, because I don't know if they might. That's the weird thing about their lineups there, is that Doublelift is not exactly going to be the best solo champion there. He really wants to have someone to play with when you're going to be Blitzcrank. So as this game loads, the elephant in the room was, of course, the disconnect from Westrice early on in that game. Did put him down in levels and minion kills. And ultimately the ruling is, in the first 5 minutes or before first blood, disconnects a remake, no problem. But the ruling is, though, after that point, and the teams are made aware of this, when there's a disconnect, the game moves on. Usually there's a lot of sportsmanship where they won't push on and take Baron 5v4 or Dragon 5v4. They'll farm because that's what they're going to do. But usually they don't force major team fights, let the guy reconnect. But that is the unfortunate circumstance where the game does move on. And the reason for that is because, realistically, sometimes you do push on and try to use that to your advantage and force regames in losing situations. But we are into game 2. It is a best of 3. Moving on to Fnatic versus Epik. A game's going to start in about 5 seconds. Let's get a round of applause for the players into these games. And here are with the Fnatic dance party by their inhibitor. Look at everyone /D doing well. Actually, Ashe is spamming that with slash moves, so not really doing anything but rotating around. Pretty interesting things there, doing some very strange things between all these players. Looks like Epik, though, going to push their way down mid. And yeah, we're going to see how this one ends up playing out. So far, they are all camping themselves in mid. No one's really going for any kind of aggressive play whatsoever. The dance moves quite epic from Fnatic. Zoom in on them, and they're doing a wonderful job here, showing off their moves. Epik actually not dancing, but holding themselves together as well. I really would like to see some /D moves from there. Where's Dyrus? Where's that /laugh? I haven't really heard it yet from that Soraka. but, you know, that is his style to spam out those laughs as the game goes on. Looks like Fnatic getting ready to push around across this map now, going to go moving over towards mid. Shushei actually spamming forward and /D, still doing the stutter step. Just a little bit of styling coming on from there. I'm a little bit sad he's not playing Gragas after he cosplayed him earlier today, but hey, whatever, you know. When you want to win some money, when you want to win a tournament, you're going to play what you think is going to give you the best chance of winning, not just what you're playing, you know, dressed as. But Epik actually does go for a jungle invasion. They're going to be taking over. Looks like the raids pretty easily from Dinh, and the rest of these mobs going to get dropped down. And Alistair would just simply stay in mid. And we're going to see what these lane lineups end up being. No summoner teleport for Epik, and no summoner teleport for Fnatic. So whoever goes top is going to take the long way around here. And they're going to go for the lizard buff steal. This is really cool from Epik right here. They're going to give that lizard buff to whomever they want. Flash was just used. I think that was a misclick there, but Dinh actually flashing out of the way. He's going to get that lizard buff onto Westrice. Good advantage to have there. Malzahar going to stay in mid for now. And looks like Dyrus plus Double Lift will be the bottom lane, and Vayne will be soloing mid against Alistair. Maybe top. Salsi is jumping up towards the top of that lane, but no one's doing anything about it just yet. Shushei pushing in, doing a little bit of damage, but Vayne in from the back onto Shushei. He's taking a ton of damage, almost picking him down below half health. Nice early aggression there. Unfortunately, just not able to do quite enough damage to pick that one up. That flash did help him quite a bit. If he'd happened to get in range for exhaust, maybe he would have picked that one up, but always going to go for it again if they can pick up the flash exhaust combo. Westrice does have it. Still, no one is top lane, though. PK getting free farm. Now Westrice will move the rest of the way across that map. A little bit of early aggression was powerful, but looked like they don't get too much out of it. Blitzcrank Soraka going to try to gain some lane, some gold right here. Double Lift going to be babysat and gain lots of gold. And we saw him do that earlier with Poppy in the NA qualifiers, where he was just babysat to gain tons and tons of gold. Westrice going to be fighting against PK, and actually PK is quite low on mana. And only has, you know, boots and health potions, so Westrice really could play aggressively and force him into a terrible situation. Only 200 mana is going to be a number of lay waste, but honestly, Westrice could do some crazy pushes here and get some good things done for himself.
Yeah, I think Westrice has got to, you know, dominate this lane early, and actually will go aggressive there. Not exactly doing a ton of damage either onto PK up in middle. Shushei is just being completely annoying to Salsec. Always knocking him out of range. Obviously, Shushei has gone down fairly low there. Down on the bottom lane, we can see that Ash and Janna have pushed it quite nicely. The Blitzcrank obviously down there, which is the I think the first time we've seen Blitzcrank in this tournament. Definitely not in any of our games.
Not any of our, I think this is the first time we saw him in this tournament. We saw the one Mordekaiser reveal, but then he got banned out for the rest of those games. Looks like Westrice going to continue to last hit as best he can against this turret. Yes, indeed, as best he can. Malzahar, though, doing a great job against Shushei in mid, though. That early aggression really got punished by Malefic Visions and the Voidling. Shushei still, though, with pretty much full man, thanks to that Doran's Ring, going to keep spamming that heal and sustain himself in that lane quite well. PK coming back in towards the top lane, and yeah, he's actually gotten himself quite a bit of health back. And there we go, Westrice going to push in. He has tumbled into range, and a lot of damage from this lizard buff. A lot of damage, and there we go. Oops, forgot about the double Fog of War. Going to make that one a little bit prettier for you guys, but wow, the damage output pretty good from Westrice. PK taking a fair amount of damage, chugging one of those health potions, and Westrice still pushing in. PK taking a lot of damage every single time that happens. And the boots of speed plus passive means that Westrice really can just keep doing that. In the mid, we have a little bit of damage coming out there. Silent FI did come in to try to support that push onto Salsi, but Salsi in pretty good shape here. Not taking too much damage from that push, even though the double knockup could have done a lot there. It's not doing too terribly much. Dinh not picking up his golem for himself, and not going to come over and clear wolves now. Lizard buff will be timing out now for Westrice. He's level 5 there, getting a bit of a level advantage because of that push. Looks like, some aggression coming in, takes it, lay waste to the feet, and Silent FI coming in from the side. Westrice has to be careful about this one. He's going to take quite a bit of damage. He's going to tumble now from across and make it out safely. Silent FI, though, will stay around and maybe play a little bit more aggressively, though he has zoned out Vayne entirely. Alistair versus versus Malz. He takes 2 turret shots for that. I think that was a mistake. Of course, he has a lot of mana so he can heal himself up, but still, I think a bit of a mistake there. And here comes Dinh in from the side. Shushei's flash looks like it is down for 3 more seconds. The Ice Blast comes out. Will that be first blood? Yes, it will. Salsi picking that one up. Great shot by Dinh. Literally 3 seconds from flash being up. I'm sorry I wasn't watching the fight because I was looking for that cooldown, and indeed it was down, and that was beautiful. That early aggression from Vayne actually did pay off early on, and that's what you really want to do, is force those cooldowns, and then the push comes in, and then they get the kill just in time. And I don't know if they typed, hey, at this time the splash will come back, but it was enough for them. They didn't get that gank in there. The first blood coming in for Epik, and that's really what they wanted to see. They're now up by 600 gold. It's also going to clear out this mini wave and probably push back. Now is level 6. The thing is, Alistar is not yet level 6, so that's going to be a big deal if he can get another push in there before Alistar can get that ultimate. He's going to get pinned down by that ult, and that's going to mean a lot of things.
Yep, Nunu may come for a bit of a peek. He's not got much mana at the moment, Dinh, and it looks like he is going to go back in towards the towards that middle area. Cyanide just continuing also on his jungle path, just finishing off the wolves. Down in the bottom lane, Double Lift and Dyrus having a little bit of trouble pushing out at all, actually, from this turret. And we are going to see a bit of pressure here on the top as we see Westrise tumbling in. Actually, PK does have to use his flash to get out of that one safe. Just 2 bars of health left, and he will be pulling back home and buying himself whatever he can afford, which Catalyst the Protector will be the first thing out.
Yeah, it's a really good play from Westrise. Ultimately, forced the flash out from... and, you know, that's when you saw the flash get forced. They turned it into a kill when Nunu showed up. So this is really great play from Westrise. That aggressive play really giving them a lot of great openings here. That is really what you want to see. Double Lift actually last ending almost as well as Ashe, despite being pushed up against his turret. You see that Double Lift is rocking 46 minion kills to 49. So that is going to be a very farmed Blitzcrank, actually. The most farmed than his team. And honestly, second place overall in the game. Down 3 minion kills, not so bad. Nunu in with 25, the jungler on Jarvan only 19. So ultimately, Epik is pushing themselves into a great advantage here. Even though Double Lift has not been forced back to base just yet, has not spent a single one of his consumables, is doing a great job in this lane. Going to be the first place minion killer pretty soon now. Unfortunately, though, his passive on the ultimate doing a pretty good job in picking some of those up for him, and maybe against him, though, as it's dealing damage he's not quite expecting to come in.
Got a lot of flashes, actually. Sorry, pings up at top, flashes.
Yeah, well,
pings around
true,
there.
though.
And actually, PK is starting to move his way back. Is he going to go down middle?
Oh,
no. Dan didn't
he's
actually...
going to ward, but...
Yeah. There is a ward in that middle area down already from Epik, so they should know that PK is starting to work his way in. And PK is going to come straight into this middle lane. And what's the plan? Maybe a dragon?
Well, Jarvan came over as well, so they really were going for a gank onto Saucy. Even though he does have his Ghost and Flash up, they're like, well, look, if we get a Flash out, actually, they are going for a dragon. That is the actual, you are correct on that one. It was not for the gank. They have spotted this, but it might go down too quickly. It looks like no one can really help that one out. That is a very fast dragon. Great play. Oh, the Blitzcrank pull onto Karthus. Karthus might go down right here. Can they get the rest of this? Looks like the kill on Dragon did go to Cyanide, but he is super low right now. Double Lift will pick up that kill with the ultimate, and they're going to now move on to Lamia Zealot, taking a little bit of damage there. Shushei has been exhausted, and there's the ult on Lamia Zealot, the full channel ult from Nunu. Can he drop down? Yes, he will. And Double Lift now going to try to do what he can against Shushei. The ult has timed out. He will flash the wall. Oh, the pull almost grabbed him, but Westrise picks up the kill onto Karthus, and they are still moving down 4-0 the kill score. The channel off, and that will be a not dead Double Lift with 50 health. Oh, great play, Epik. They lost the dragon, and I want to berate him real quick, because Double Lift lived with 50 health and still has 2 health potions. So he got low in the team fight, knew Karthus was there, and was like, I don't need to heal, who needs that? So he almost threw away a kill that he didn't need to give away because he had health potions and almost no health. But in the end, 4-0. Sure, they lost dragon, but look at that score line. They got concentrated gold on the right targets. Malzahar up to 2 kills. Vayne's got 1. Uni with a bunch of assists. You know, Dragon is worth about 2 champion kills worth of gold, but they got 3, I thought. I might be miscounting. I thought it was 1-0 before that fight started. Certainly it's 4-0 now. They're up about 800 gold. Epik doing a great job. They are coming back, and this looks like to be a game about as epic as we saw in game 1, 2, and 3 of Fnatic, or sorry, of AAA versus TSM. And I'm only hoping that we see a couple more 50-minute slugfests, because those were epic, epic, epic games.
Well, I certainly hope so. I mean, you know, great comeback by Epik. This is what they really need. They had to get off to a good start, had to, you know, get their confidence back after that first game, and that's exactly how they've come out into this one. And it's going to be great to see how this match will be shaping up. On the top lane, Westrise is forcing PK to move back. They are similar level despite the early pressure from Westrise, and you know, managed to push XPK back out, and he will put some more pressure on there in this top lane. PK falls onto his turret for a little while. And we are getting some pings coming up, and they know that Alistair is on his way up there. PK is going to start to make the move in, but I think Westrise is very, very safe from this situation here, not taking really any damage.
Yeah,
so
close,
not quite the what they were looking for.
That was an Ash arrow that he tumbled out of the way. You didn't quite see him. He kind of pushed up against the turret there, but it got him just out of the range of that Ash arrow. That was a nice shot. A very nice shot from Ash. That would have definitely been a kill, though, if they had landed that. So, beautiful play there to tumble just out of the range, just in time by Westrise. Alistair was almost in range, but thankfully he got boots too early, and that got him just out of the way from that wall just in time and did not manage to drop down to the chain stun combo. So Westrise still going to fight XPK, and he's still got a great chance here. And looks like at the bottom lane, we got some pushes going on. Double F's going to take a tornado to the back of the face, and he's going to, I don't know how the back of the face even is a thing, but hey, whatever. Double F going to go ahead and get some heals from Soraka. He's going to be all right here. He's got the Catalyst. He's going for Sheen next. The ult comes out, doing some nice damage to these minions, farming his way up. He's got 73, which is only still 3 behind that Ash. And you know, they need to kill John and X to make that a 0-1-0-1-0-1-0-1-0-1 lineup for Fnatic. Which, sorry, I'm sounding very biased for this. I apologize. It was very energetic to get us game 3. That's really all I'm going for here. And it's also getting pushed around by Shushei, getting a lot of free harass there. His ability power is enough that he has chain healing, so he's going to start winning this lane quite well for himself. He's got the chain heal and great harassment, so Salsi going to be in a little bit of bad shape. He's got only 2 Doran's rings and the Sorcerer's Shoes, so I think Shushei started to out-itemize him a little bit. And we'll see how this one plays out. PK going to wait for the cooldown. Actually, the cooldown is up on his ultimate, so the next team fight, he'll be in good shape. He's level 9, so he's got that maxed out lay waste. Wester's going to play a little bit aggressively, but I think PK can actually win a fight if they do battle. And we're going to test that one right now. He's going to push him backwards, going to go for a couple of auto attacks, but now takes a lay waste to the feet, and immediately that damage is returned. Good shot there by PK, doing some nice damage here. And Wester's going to last hit, but he's going to push up pretty aggressively. I guess he feels safe. The junglers might be far, but he's going to go in for the aggressive, but he's going to take an exhaust to the face and lay waste to the feet. Wester is going to jump in anyway onto PK. Can he do enough damage? The ultimate is popped. One more attack, he might pick up a kill, and yes, going to tumble in and pick that one up. Will he out of the turret? No, he will not. Karthus will channel his ultimate, but Westrise with a lot of help. The Soraka, a great counter pick, incidentally, onto Karthus, just gets that wish in there, and that's going to mean a perfectly safe and you know, pleasant Karthus ultimate, not giving any kills, just putting on a light show for the players. And, you know, that's not so bad. So, 5-0 so far for Epik. They are putting on a great game. Now, the kill score, you know, while it's big, you know, the differential, 5-0, the gold is still really close. And there's the pull onto John. They're going for it one again. Dyrus putting out a ton of damage. Can they pick up the kill onto Melisande? I don't know, because Ash is doing some nice damage back. Double Lift still chasing in here. Gets the knock up onto Melisande. Will they get enough damage here? Looks like to be pretty dangerous. And now Double Lift getting pushed into the wall. And, you know, that heal was great for Melisande. They're still going for it. Dyrus getting low as well. Can they pick it up? No, the Flash will dodge that hook. Great job by Melisande, baiting him out. And now Ash going to play aggressively, forcing Soraka back, now playing aggressively onto Double Lift, and Double Lift might go down here. Ash might pick up the first kill of the game for their team, gets a slow on, but no, Double Lift will knock up, then Flash, he will make it away safely.
Shushei's coming in though behind, and he will actually get that kill onto Double Lift.
Nice.
They did not expect that one, and that is the first kill of game number 2 for Fnatic. Nice moving from Shushei. And that's what we've seen from him so often. Up at this top lane, though, we've got a bit of pressure on as well. Westrise looking like he will go down. Cyanide does get hit by the tower at the end, and that will be 2 in a row for Fnatic. This game is looking to be a great one.
Yeah, he played that one a little bit too aggressively. Didn't really, I think he super underestimated the damage output that Karthus can put down when you're alone and getting hit by lay waste. Ultimately, he could have actually tumbled backwards and gotten usually away from the ult. Oh, I completely missed. Ash getting a kill there onto Dyrus as well, so 3 kills now in a row. Sorry for that one. But now Ash not in great shape. He's getting pushed around a little bit by Dinh, but Shushei actually zoning him out quite nicely. And the ultimate getting channeled here. Sauls has killed a turret, but Dyrus, sorry, I don't know what I'm talking about. Dyrus. Dinh actually pushing Shushei down, and he actually managed to pick up a lot of stuff there. Shushei not in great shape, getting chain slowed, and this is going to almost definitely be a kill here. Another Ice Blast coming in, going to push himself into range. Yes, Double Lift picking up that kill onto Shushei, bringing that back to 6-3 finally. But they're only up by 400 gold now with that giant kill spree. It looks like Epik has positioned themselves perfectly for a dragon attempt. So everyone's going to respawn and push themselves back into range, and Soraka does have Wish still.
Fnatic is sniffing around it though, so maybe this is not quite as clear-cut as Epik think, and they're going to have to back away from it. And Dragon will actually return onto its spawn point. Looks like Epik will try and put the chase off. Nice slow bar down inside of the brush as well, and Epik will back away. Probably back onto Dragon, although there is a ward in that bush, so Fnatic will know and will be able to get into a position again to stop that from happening.
Yeah, but it's still a 5v4. Alistair has just now respawned. It looks like they have positioning this time around. Malzahar can chase someone down. He can actually basically single out whoever leaves last, and this is looking pretty good for Epik. Jarvan is close by. He's got to be careful about the smites. Can he get it? Yes, he will get the smite and consume in time. Epik will pick up that dragon kill. They have now split those, and here we go. The damage output is pretty huge on Silent FI again, who's under far by being a jungler, and Double F could get a pull if it's coming off cooldown pretty soon. Shushei pushing around Dan Dinh. Great play there. Dan is actually out of mana. He's got to be careful about this. He's still staying in the front, and Sal's getting found by XPK, but PK taking a ton of damage. Malzahar getting the open off, and yes, they will get the kill on the card. That's the ultimate. Is coming out from Cyanide, though. The damage huge onto Westrise. Westrise will go down. Double Lift trying to win array right now, and it's a 1 kill apiece. Double Lift, though, not in great shape, takes a heal, but they've got to be careful because here comes the flash, here comes the Jarvan flag toss, and Double Lift taking some damage, but Malzahar saying, no thanks, we're going to pick up a kill instead. Oh, the Blitzcrank pull is huge, but Dan Dinh goes down anyway to Alistair, and he actually makes it out, so Cyanide with almost no health makes it out. The Blitzcrank pull was not enough. They could not quite get that kill. I think the knockout quite wasn't all the way true. And that ended up going overall, I think, well for Epik. They lost 2 teams, but they did get Dragon. Still 7-5 in their favor, still 800 gold in their favor, and they've got 1 turret to none. So they're winning ever so slightly in this game. But that score margin starting to close a little bit as this game wears on.
Yeah, turning it into a real thriller of a match. This one up at top, we've got a big stack of minions who are going to start working on this tower here momentarily. And PK is going to come in and clear them all out. Easy stuff, nice free farm up in the top lane for PK, as the turret will actually go down on the bottom lane.
Yeah, that's going to equalize the turret kills right there and bring the gold score back to 300 apart, which is basically nothing. Dyrus going to last at a couple of minions right here, but looks like you know, Epik going to mill about, try to find some gold to gain. Double Lift going to make his way back in the lane, using Power Fist to kill these minions as quickly as he can. Going to be able to farm that quite nicely. Dan Dinh going for the golem, might hand that one over to Malzahar, who has actually not moved out of mid lane yet. Does have some spell vamp, but no, Dan Dinh will be wearing the golem buff for this battle. That's going to be fine on him. Silent FI wearing Lizard, going to be pretty powerful there. And I think that last fight actually went so well for Fnatic because Nunu was actually out of mana that entire time, and that really did hurt them. He was not able to cast the spells he wanted to pin anyone down with those Ice Blasts, and that ended up being kind of a problem. But here we go, 2v1. Westrise will knock PK into the wall, and be okay. The Ash Arrow will whiff, and Westrise is going to take some damage, but he's going to be okay and make it back to his turret. Going to last it a couple of minions here, but Westrise not in great shape. Looks like Soraka is going to make his way over towards the top. Soraka, her way over towards the top, actually. Westrise going to play aggressively, but I think that's way too aggressive, though, as here comes the damage output. The wall is there as well. Westrise takes a wish from Soraka, but still, he's wasting those ultimates and not getting really anything to show for them. Now getting a bunch of chain heals. The turret does go down, though. Good job by Lamia Zealot. And here comes Jonah to land a slow onto Westrise. Westrise going to have to be a little bit careful about this one. But here comes Dan Dinh. They're going to jump in on this one, and he's going to get pushed back, though. It's going to be okay. No, he's going to come in for the Ice Blast. He's going to hit PK, and PK does have Flash, but they're going to keep chasing on, but they have a turret to retreat to. This is going to be a little bit unsafe for these guys. Will not go for anything. They will push them back across the lane, but no kills gained right there. They're going to regroup by these minions and be safe. Looks like Salsi and Double Lift going to meet up in the mid. Silent FI, though, on Jarvan, going to sit down at bottom lane. And actually now with that kill, looks like 1,000 gold in the lead now for Fnatic. So for the first time ever, they're actually winning this game.
Yeah, it's, you know, it's still very, very close in this one. No, I mean, it's round about, well, exactly 1,000 gold there or thereabouts, of course. In the middle, we are seeing Malzahar going home. And just picked up, I'm not sure actually, because I didn't see his items before, and if he just picked up that Hextech Revolver or what. Melisande does have an Oracle's Elixir, so these wards being cleared out slowly but surely. There is the one on Soraka. No, there isn't. So we're going to see Fnatic taking you know, control of the ward situation here momentarily. At the bottom, we've got Double Lift continuing to push down. A couple of pings going off in the top there because we do have both Soraka and Vayne who will be able to push this tower quite hard if no one gets up there to give it the defense. Down at the bottom, Double Lift is going to face 2 men, and actually we will see Lamia being pulled in there. There goes the arrow in onto Double Lift. Jarvan's going to move in as well. Double Lift decides to flash aggressively in towards Ash, but Jarvan is still there. There is the ulti. Surely this is going to be a kill. Just charging down on him. There goes the shield out from Double Lift, and he's going to go in for Ash. Oh, and the ulti takes it down very, very low, and Double Lift is going to survive. What a turn of events. That nearly went completely pear-shaped for Fnatic. And we are going to see a fight up at top as well. Westrise surely going to go down. Ulti from Karthus, finished off by Shushei. And well, it's 7-6. What a great game.
Oh yeah, they brought that one right back in there. Still about 1,000 gold. The comeback pretty strong so far from Fnatic. Basically, poor Epik really wished they had a Karthus right then. Would have gotten that kill onto Ashe. So close. You know, Blitzcrank almost picked up that kill. Was very near to that one, but the exhaust, the slows, managed to never let him get a power fist on. And so Elmia living with just a sliver of health. The lifesteal from the Doran's Blades really what made the difference there at that point. Still the game extremely close. And the thing is, there are some really good synergies here because you've got pretty much an AoE comp from Fnatic, but this Soraka will continue to gain ability power, more and more Doran's Wings here, and that Wish is going to be massive. As soon as he hits level 11, that's going to be huge because right now, you know, PK's got the level advantage. He's been able to solo. He's level 13, but the second Dyrus hits 11, he's going to have a lower cooldown and almost similar values to the damage from Requiem. And that's going to mean some nice team fights. Additionally, you know, her giant armor buff, she's not even level 9 yet. That's going to be 80 armor onto a single target. So whoever Jarvan jumps on, if his reflexes are good, Jarvan's going to start doing almost no damage there. And that's going to be really, really powerful. Going to, you know, basically replenish all of that health. It's a super, super support right there. And the other main thing is Vayne plus Nunu. Blood-boiled Nunu is crazy good. Or, sorry, blood-boiled Vayne is crazy good. And now Fnatic is going for the Dragon. That's going down extremely fast. Epik knows about it. The stun is off onto Dinh, and they are jumping in. Shushei in front. Dinh getting repeatedly pushed into the air, but Doublelift is now joining the fray. Can they get a good fight out of this? Vayne is around in the back, and here comes the damage up, but Dinh still taking a ton of damage. But PK looks to be the one to take all the hurt, and Ashe is low as well. Jonah getting the full heal out, but Lemmy is out now, getting chased out by Doublelift. Can Salsi get the damage out? But yes, he will. Ashe goes down right away. Salsi staying alive. Shushei taking a ton as well. His ult is on, but that's about to time out. Restorai staying alive, but there comes the Jarvan. Can Soraka heal in time? The Hexbreaker does keep her alive, and there's the pull in on PK, and he's been ulted by Malzahar, getting the kill. Nice job there by Epik. The teamwork is massive, and Shushei in danger, but Westrise actually pulls in too far and dies, and Karthus does not have the ult by 15 seconds, or would have gotten the kill onto Salsi, maybe even Dinh as well, but Dinh back in the base, gonna heal up. That fight did go well to Epik. They lost the Dragon, but they got 2-1, and that's pretty gorgeous right there. They actually managed to blow a lot of the major summoners. Karthus did blow a lot of his. Looks like Alistar did lose his ultimate, but that's a low enough cooldown.
Yeah, that was a really frustrating moment, no doubt, for PK, knowing that all those champions were so low, and his ulti was just like ticking away close to like 10 seconds or so remaining until it came up. But it leaves us with a 9-7 kill lead for Epik, and they're still behind by roughly 2k in terms of gold. Obviously, one turret in advantage for Fnatic, and we've just seen Dinh move away from that blue buff, scared that people were pushing him in. Obviously, there is a ward around that lower river area. Melisande with the Oracle's Elixir is going to try and clear that one out.
Yeah, good by him. All right, but it's time for the Golem. That is going to go to Dinh. He's going to get that one for pretty much free. He's wearing the Golem buff once more. Looks like Alistar, though, going to get the one for himself, but Shushei is low. If they happen to fight a team fight right now, Fnatic, or Epik would come out far ahead, as Shushei would be unable to fight that one properly. The ping off on Baron. Oh! Ashe is bottom and Alistar's low. They actually could Baron. They really could. Janna's far. Jarvan's far. Ashe at bottom. She's recalling right now. Epik really could go for this Baron. Epik is still pushing out mid lane. They're leaving Salsi in mid to push that one out, but they keep pinging themselves. I guess they're just pinging wards instead. I guess they were pinging, hey, let's clear wards, hey, let's clear wards, but they actually had a good shot at going for Baron. Vayne dealing percentage health damage. Dinh having that consume and smite, and the attack speed buff is massive. Malzahar having a ton of single target damage as well. They're really a good team at killing Baron. I mean, so is Fnatic as well. They've got tons and tons of damage from that Karthus, both on his E and his Q. But he's not really a Golem buff champion because he usually dies most in these fights. But wow, Fnatic playing aggressively here. This could be really good for Fnatic, actually. Epik is very split up right now. Doublelift's completely on the other side of the map. And yeah, Fnatic's going to go for a 5-man push on the mid turret. I think they're going to have to forfeit that turret right now. And if Fnatic's going to get a nice advantage for themselves, the wall is out from Karthus. This will be a turret kill. That's going to be good for them. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Epik were, as you mentioned, a little bit spread. We've seen the Lizard buff going in onto Westrise. As Fnatic have put a ward round about Baron now, so that gives them a little bit more vision. Dinh Oh, he's completely out of position again. We saw this in the first game. That was a crazy move from Dinh. I mean, he's got himself away. Luckily, Epik were fast enough to react to that one. And they're focusing now onto Shushei. Julie is going to go down. We see the ulti's coming out. Double lift will ulti here as well in a second. PK is already dead. Dyrus is going to surely fall down as well. With Soraka, no, gets away. Cyanide is now taking all the damage from Westrise, who will be able to flash in there, get the kill. And once again, 3 kills to 1 in favor of Epik, and they're not done chasing just yet. I think they might try to transition this one into finishing off this turret, because they've got a massive minion wave with them as well. And Fnatic simply can't afford to lose those final 2 men that are still alive.
Absolutely, and what a wonderful play by Epik. I just really want to see this game 3, so I'm happy that they're doing well in this game. You know, the deserved victor will win game 3, but Epik definitely putting on a show right now. Still actually behind in gold overall, but they pick up this turret, bringing it 33.5 and 33.4. 3 turret kills apiece. Interestingly enough, Epik getting only turret kills in mid, double lift running away as fast as he can. Building fairly tanky. He's got Catalyst, almost most of Banshees. He's got, might be Trinity Force from this Sheen. He looks like he's building toward the Phage right now. But he's building a lot of resists, actually. He's getting, you know, the Chain Vest. He's got 127 on both resists mirrored. And this game could not be closer right now, and I'm so glad we're seeing such epically close games so far. And the pun is so great because the team is Epik Gaming. I'm hilarious. Shushei, though, pushing through top lane. He's got Sheen. He's got a death cap. He's had that thing for about 10 minutes so far. So Shushei doing amazingly well with AP Alistar. He was nerfed about 2 patches ago, and it's still just crushing faces, really. So AP Alistar putting on some good hurt right there. Sheen procs doing a lot of damage as well. And Westrise with double buff is not a bad thing to be. He's got only a Phantom Dancer and a Hex Drinker, who's going purely for mobility, going for purely that percentage damage. And when you're fighting against an Alistar and a Jarvan, yeah, you're going to go for that true damage and just bust through the Alistar ultimate. And the funny thing is, though, that actually works so incredibly well, because he's basically saying, look, Alistar, you're really powerful, you're really dangerous, you're going to hurt us a lot, but you're not building anything but AP. And your ultimate, you know, I do true damage. I'm Vayne, I do true damage. So I can kill you through your ult, no problem. And we saw actually last fight, Shushei was one of those champions to die. He was one of those 3 kills. And you look at him, he's actually got the second most deaths in the team. Of course, Karthus being the very common pick to go after, because he's Karthus. You don't leave him alive in fights ever. But the second pick for those kills actually is Alistar, which is really usually normally very strange for Alistar to be the one who dies. So pretty interesting sort of choice there. And Westrise is going Phantom Dancer as well. Means he's got a lot of movement speed, and that's giving him a really good advantage as well. The Dragon again for Fnatic. They're doing a perfect job of timing these. Fnatic doing just, I mean, wonderful job of timing those buffs. You know, Daniel Ziana was talking about that earlier in the previous cast, where he's saying, you know, just type it out in chat, let yourself and your team know, okay, it died at 28:30, it's going to respawn at 34:30, and you just say it. You just say 34:30. I actually time all neutral buffs as well, and whenever I invade and still golem at, hey, golem at 25:25. You want to time those out, because that is so important. Oh, and Fnatic is, oh, I thought they really actually might go for this Baron. I thought they were actually going for it, but they're just clearing wards, but Epik must be prepared for that. They've got a couple of defensive wards down, but the Oracles did clear at that Baron ward, and Epik must be afraid. They're going to hope for a great pull to open this fight out, but this fight could go either way. Fnatic does have 700 gold to their advantage, but the gold is more focused on the carries of Epik, whereas it's more spread out overall on Fnatic.
Ryan is actually just going to go back. Maybe just buy something up here. Yep, Sunfire Cape completed for Cyanide.
Okay.
That's a bit of extra damage when he comes back.
I think it's a bit of a mistake, though. He's all armor and no magic resist, and the thing is, no one's really dealing physical damage. Westrise is going for an attack speed build. He's really going for those true damage procs. Dinh, of course, tons of magic damage on Nunu. Malzahar, super farm, doing, of course, tons of magic damage. Double lift, yeah, he's going to hit pretty hard with Trinity Force, but he's still got the static field. He's still got the Blitzcrank, the pull right there. He's got plenty of magic damage. So this Jarvan, stacking armor, not the best thing in the world. He's going to be really squishy there. Only 2,200 health, only 76 magic resist. I think that's actually the wrong build. We saw that actually before the game that AAA lost with Linak playing a Mumu against that Annie. It was because he built the Sunfire Cape before he finished the Banshees build or anything else. He had only 80 magic resist and 150 armor, and he got blown up by those mages. and that's really what lost them that game there. So now Epik actually playing the aggressive game. Dinh leading the way. All 5 are there. And Alistair is actually stuck up at top, so they could get the inhibitor because that turret is actually already dead. Epik is really poised to get this one. Shushei is peeling back, but they're going to get the inhib first. This is a really good push from Epik right now. They are going to take this one almost for free. Icebox comes out, getting PK a little bit low. They have picked up the inhib now. First inhib of the game. Epik off into a great advantage. Applause from the crowd comes out. They're going to ping around, and they're going to go probably for top turret. They've pinged a couple of jungle camps, but no jungle buffs are up. Lizard is gone. Golem is gone. They get position for Baron, but I think they could get a free backdoor at the top. And they're going to camp into an aggressive brush. I think they know a ward is there, actually. They're going to push on. They've been spotted, though. This is very dangerous. Thing is, they don't know a ward's there. There comes Soraka. They've now found the ward. They're going to clear that one out. They've got to be afraid of Ashe, though, is the thing. Westmark's in a little bit of a dangerous position down there. And Fnatic needs to position themselves to start winning fights because they are now going to fight against super minions, and that's going to be very troublesome because Baron is going to be very important very soon. They get clairvoyanced. Fnatic with a good aim on that one. They're still safe for now. They forced Epik back. But this next team fight's going to mean almost everything.
Yeah, and they have to be careful, Fnatic, as well, you know, not to let those super minions be pushing too hard in onto their base. And they've got no wards whatsoever anywhere near around Baron. As you mentioned earlier on, they did use that clairvoyance. Of course, they've got Hawkshot from Ashe, which they just used. And Melisandre's going to go in there, drop a few more wards down as well. There's only one ward from Epik, which is right in the back of that Baron, so you'd expect Melisandre to clear that one out, maybe. I mean, they're not going to know the double kills there. Ward. Oh, this could be really terrible.
This could be hilarious.
Really terrible for Melisandre if they're not careful. Actually, they're going to go for the engage, and we see Dinh go fairly low there. Are Fnatic going to follow it up? Yes, they are. They kind of split target, and here we see Shushei go charging on through the wall. Double lift is now starting to do all his damage. Karthus is going to be chasing after Westrise, and double lift is continuing to push in there. Cyanide is going to fall. It was double lift who grabbed the kill in the end. And it's not looking good, this fight whatsoever for Fnatic. The push comes in onto Westrise, healed up, no problem. Lamia is now surely going to be the target that's going to go down. Obviously, the ulti from Karthus coming around as well. Dinh has finished off Lamia, and it is a 3-2 kill. And, well, Shushei and Melisandre are still there. Dinh is going to go down, is he? No, he's not. Shushei's running the other way around, and Shushei's running into a horrible death. Is he? No, he's not. He's going to go in onto Salz. That was an amazing move from Shushei, but, well, he's going to die. I just didn't quite expect that from him. I mean, he couldn't quite catch up to Dinh. His path was all kind of weird, but he still got that kill on Malzahar in the end, which was just great.
No one expects the AP Alistair burst damage, just like the Spanish Inquisition. Powerful stuff there. Yes, that was a Monty Python joke. You're welcome. And the minions, though, doing quite well over here at the top lane. Purple caster minions being as OP as they are, in fact, going to take this top turret down by themselves. It's going to bring that turret score into the advantage for Epik, so 4-3 there. No summoner teleport. Couple more seconds there. Yes, that turret will go down. Good job, EVE style. Purple team win quite well. When you kill the inhibitor, not only do you spawn that super minion with every wave, but the other waves actually get a little bit stronger. Blue minions have 430 health, purple ones have 490. So you can see that, yes, those other lanes are a little bit more powerful. They push for themselves, and it allows you to get really good positioning. And Epik now 16-11, ahead by 400 gold. Woo, big deal there. But they've been winning these team fights quite well, and it's a lot of it is Blitzcrank. He's really pulling apart that team. And let's be fair, who plays Blitzcrank in competitive play? 199,000 views. Please, more so than ever, tell your friends to click the link, go to the page. Please help us get 200K. We might have a game 3, but in case we don't, please give us that 200K. Please, please, please. I want to see that 2 in front. That would be amazing for us. I would love to see that. I mean, we're already, hitting records. I think we are actually the most viewed Western gaming cast history is seen so far, so I would love to break that 200 mark, be the first there as well. Please help us reach that one. But wow, the Baron attempt from Epik, and 3 from Fnatic are far away, actually. It could be a 5v2 on Baron. Will they get it in time? Jarvan is nearby. They might try to steal. Who will get it? No! Epik will pick it up, and it's going to be a 5v2. Can they get enough damage? Shushei is ulted. Cyanide taking some damage. Dan did kind of low, but they will pick up the first one. And here comes Lemia Zell, and Shushei not in good shape. Malzahar and Shushei going to go down. 2 free kills, plus the Baron has been picked up. Epik might go for the killing blow here. They're going to charge through the jungle and see what they can pick up.
It's definitely the time, in my opinion, for Epik to push this one. They've got super minions pouring down middle. They've got Baron buff. They've got Double Lift, who is just looking absolutely incredible at 6-1-19. Also got his Banshee's Veil off as they go steaming down. Lizard buff is going to be claimed by Dinh. They even ran past the Golem buff on the Fnatic side, which made me think that they maybe were just going to go straight full-on push rather than, you know, picking up that buff. But it seems like they're going to drop back a little bit, and I guess the plan will be to clear out this bottom lane as well, as the inhibitor in middle does respawn. So last super minion wave is now on its way down, and there's the first story on the bottom, destroyed by Double Lift, who's just steaming his way along that bottom lane, fast as you like, and they're going to take this one down as well. Maybe 3 from Fnatic around, and Epik decides to play it safe. They've already done Dragon in the meantime, so all looking great for Epik.
Yeah, they've done a lot of the time-sensitive things. They picked up the turret, they picked up the dragon. They're not going to recall back for items. That's really, I think, the smart thing to do is, you know, when you've picked up Baron and a couple of kills, it's time to take a surge of items. Everyone got about 600 gold. Let's see, the 300 from Baron, the 150 from the turret, the 190 from dragon. So that's about, if my math will fail me, and it will, 640 per player. I think I got that one right, plus whatever incidental gold they got from killing minions along the way. So that is a nice, you know, completion of a mid-tier item or a recipe right there for everyone. And in fact, there's Westrice picking up the Bloodthirster to go with the Hex Drinker plus Phantom Dancer. He's super farmed now. 160 minions actually on the low side, but he's 7 and 5, has the most kills in the game. And wow, is he doing well. That Blood Blow from Nunu doing a lot of great things for him, getting babysat so well by Soraka. Soraka, I cannot understate enough. Dyrus is doing so well for his team this game. We made it to 200K. People are cheering around in the background. Thank you so much, everybody. The crowd cheering for us as well. Oh, thank you so much. 200,000 viewers concurrent on this stream. I am ear to ear smiling, not just because we might see a game 3, but because this is so successful. Thank you so much for being a part of this, and plus it's a Blitzcrank competitive play. I love seeing oddball champions out there. It's so amazingly great to see that. And actually, the Golem did in fact go to Epik even still, so they're in wonderful shape to take this one down. Blitzcrank, oh, if only he knew. If only he knew. That would be a free Karthus kill. But there is Shushei pushing across the base. He was kind of alone there, but he has that ultimate, so he'd probably be safe. Dinh coming in with a nice ice blast, and here they go into that push. The pull will not quite land, but Dan's still in the front, but he gets his ultimate pretty much canceled out immediately. Unfortunately there for Dinh, but he plays so incredibly aggressively. Shushei getting knocked around, pops the ultimate. Saucy in bad shape, takes a heal from Soraka, but still getting pushed around. Ash doing a ton of damage. Jarvan as well. They might take a ton of deaths here. Bubble Lift in the front. Can he pick up PK? Will not actually, but Westrice will. And Alistar getting pushed around, but a ton of kills coming in. Looks like Epik might lose almost everyone here. They've only picked up 1. Dinh will flash across the wall. They've lost 2 for that 1. Jarvan chasing him down though. He might pick up that kill, and Shushei will do the work. Wow, that is a 3 for 1 despite the Baron buff. No, sorry, yeah, 3 for 1. Dyrus did stay alive, so did Double Lift. Very unfortunate for Epik. Pushed in at, I guess, slightly the wrong time. Just did not have that positioning they wanted to. They got jumped on so incredibly hard. The Nunu ult got canceled right away, and that was hurtful. And it looks like a counter push going to come in from Fnatic. Shushei and Cyanide leading the way. Dyrus will make it back in time. He's going now for what might be a Soul Shroud or maybe Australia's Referee, but he's built a Kindle Gem. And they're actually going to go for this turret by themselves with no minions to support them. Yeah, Shushei taking a lot of damage from that turret there. Can Double F land a pull? He's in range for one. He will pull that in, but he's got to be careful of the damage out. But going to be pretty immense right here. The entire team pushing onto him. Has to waste the flash now. And that really didn't help much because Fnatic able to just push back in. Now Shushei did burn his ultimate, and that is the important thing to get rid of. So they can do some damage to Shushei in the next fight, in the next minute or so, and that is still cooling down. He does have gold buff. That is a very short cooldown. He's going for a Lich Bane next, which will be pretty important for him too.
Well, they need to be careful, Epik. This is by no means a done game.
Yeah.
We're seeing Fnatic portaling back home, so you know, a bit of extra buy-in up there. And Infinity Edge, Phantom has a Quicksilver Sash for Ash. In fact, there's how many Quicksilver Sashes? 2. Jarvan also has one. So, you know, nice thing to be breaking, especially from that Malzahar ultimate and the Nunu ultimate.
Yeah, right now Vayne gonna solo up top and just farm out minion kills, but they're gonna ping and go for the Lizard buff instead. Looks like Daniel will get that one low. Is wearing a ton of elixirs. He's glowing so incredibly bright with those elixirs. The Westrice will show up wearing a green elixir, not a red one for himself though, but we'll pick that one up quite easily with Condemn and basic attacks. Gonna start farming up with wards right now, but probably gonna need a Banshee's Veil before too long. It's kind of the main worry right there is just taking a ton of burst damage. And Fnatic, 5-player strong coming mid, though Baron buff still alive. Actually, no, Baron buff is timed out, so the next 3, Baron will respawn. And can Epik hold this? They're ahead in gold right now. Westrise getting pinged. They know he's up there, so they're going to push in a 5v4, and they're going to go up to the inhibitor turret pretty shortly. And with the inhibitor respawned, it means that there's no extra minion pushes on either side. Fnatic actually not playing too aggressively just yet. They're actually going to pull back for now and look maybe for the right-hand side, pick up this turret over here. They're going to wait for Dragon, maybe. They're certainly grouped around Dragon, around Golem. Golem will not spawn for, I believe, some time. They are going to meet up with their minions down here. They're going to follow a snake pattern, come over to the right-hand side. Epik still defending their mid lane, but I think they know now that Fnatic is going for a right-hand side push. And Dinh loves face-checking brushes. He doesn't have a ward there, and he walks up to where he could have been ganked. A little bit silly from him. He's off on the side. He gets walled out. He could get stunned, but he's going to lead the way anyway. Ash Arrow comes off on Celsi in a great ult there. Will blow up a ton of damage. Dinh extremely low. Shushei as well. Celsi will ult on, and PK is so incredibly low, but not quite dead. Will they get the kill? Yes, they will. Celsi picking that one up. Westrise is safe. Dinh so low. There is the ult from Karthus, and they will not get any of them, so 1 free kill so far. And Lemmy is out, though, actually getting the kill on Double, who played so aggressively down there. So 1 for 1 right now, but Karthus being dead is the most important one. Double if, dead kind of sucks, but it's kind of more okay for them. Jarvan going to jump in there on the Nunu. Can he get the kill? He's been silenced by Soraka, and he's going to blow up so incredibly fast, but Ash will do some damage. That will be a trade. Westray still running away, getting a nice heal there from Soraka, still 2-2. But Fnatic will get the turret kill out of this. They will move on, and that Lich Bane Alistar does a ton of damage to turrets.
Whoa, that's a super aggressive flash over the top there from Shushei. Absolutely amazing. And now the focus going in onto Dyrus. And maybe he gets all 3. Lamia is going to force his way over as well. Westrise goes down. That was amazing from Fnatic. This turret is going to fall. Next person up is 10 seconds. That is Blitzcrank. This inhibitor is going to fall. Where's the next idea from them? Maybe they'll continue to push through. Obviously, they do have the heal from Shushei. It looks like they're going to go back. Baron is available, and I guess that's where they may just head via the blue buff. Possibly Shushei is going to go home, as is Lamia. But that was just an amazing, amazing move from Shushei.
Wow, that really was very glorious, and I can't believe they didn't quite pick up that kill on Alistar. That cooldown's so incredibly low when you've got maybe a blue buff, but he's got the cooldown boots. He's got the blue elixir as well, so his minimum 25% cooldown reduction. That ult came up twice basically, and that was huge for him. That allowed him that dive onto the turret, allowed him the kill on Vayne, and I thought the true damage might have been enough, but Vayne did not put out quite enough damage. Still the corpse on the floor. Almost nearly got that one. That was close, but Fnatic now in the driver's seat, ever so slightly up 1,000 gold. And, again, these games have been so incredibly close. 43 minutes into this game. I do still hope that Epik can pick this one up to get a 3rd game, but Fnatic now has won 2 team fights in a row, 1 in their own base, 1 in Epic's base. And now they have the inhibitor kill, but that doesn't mean too terribly much. Baron is the big key to this next fight, and this could really, really go either way. They do now have a ward there, and that means that if someone walks by and tries to go that ward, they can get the Blitzcrank pull, and the team is going to position themselves for it. Westray is going to move over towards the Baron side, and Shushei is there, but there comes the Ash Arrow. Dinh by himself almost. There's the pull. PK's been caught. He's going to go down first. Double F still pretty okay, but taking some damage from Ash. Will flash out of the way. A pretty much free kill there. Good job by that Blitzcrank. PK playing a little bit too aggressively, though he still did manage to make both Nunu and Blitzcrank burn summoners. Now, I don't know if a 5v4 is enough to steal a Baron with, but actually Celsi a little bit too aggressively going to get picked up by Shushei, and yes he will. Shushei putting out a ton of damage. Celsi going to pull back with that silence out there, but he's been caught. Westrise is here. He's going to get pushed up against the wall. The ultimate comes off, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. The ultimate is out. Oh, and there's a Nunu ult as well. Are they going to get Shushei? Are they going to get Ash? Looks like they might pick up 1. They might pick up 2, but Janna with a great ult is going to save Ash. She's still not going down. Westrise, can he pick that one up? Yes, with a tumble they will. That is 3 kills in a row. 25 seconds for the first revive. Melisande now taking damage from Westrise, still pushing in there with Tumble. The Tornado comes in, doing a lot of damage and pushing them back, but they still have the chance. Tumble comes in again, doing more and more damage to Melisande. Silver Bolts might proc again. There is the pull, and Melisande probably going to go down this time. Will they get this kill? Yes, they will. 1 surviving member. The inhibitor now the next one up. They have 6 seconds until Karthus is back. They do have minions, but minions actually pushing the bottom lane as well, doing some pain. Will they keep pushing on to the Nexus? 30 seconds at all the major revives. It is a 5v2 in the base. Can they get these turrets? The wall is good from PK. PK. Westrice is down to half health. The Blitzcrank pull is missed, and that would have gotten him the kill. Westrice has to be careful. He can flash the wall. He might not need to. Oh no! Tywin has shown up. Westrice goes down immediately. That was a mistake from Westrice and his team not to defend him there. And now PK actually charging through. They could stop him though. They have the silence. PK could go down. Could they go for this? There's the Ice Blast. There's the Malefic Visions. They really could go for this push there. They've got another 20 seconds before any major revives. Jump back into the fight, but no, they're going to push back and just defend themselves. I really think they could have jumped on with the Ice Blast and gotten that kill. Maybe they're just too afraid of Cyanide FI. Maybe they just did not have enough cooldowns, but I really felt they had the CC chain to drop that one down. The entire team will recall back and keep their base alive. Thankfully, these Nexus turrets, well, thankfully for Epik, these Nexus turrets do respawn, but Cyanide going for Baron.
This is super, super risky now. There is a Baron, of course there's a Baron there, but there's also a ward behind the Baron, which obviously means that Epik know that they are trying to take this Baron. Now they are going to take it in time. That is great stuff. And Fnatic, despite losing out on that last team fight, are going to get a massive, important pickup in this one. Oh, and there was the pull. Oh. Misses. Are they going to continue to push around? Hulk shot comes out from Ash, so they know exactly that Epik are moving around. Salsa needs to be a little bit careful there, but it's actually all good. Jarvan just going to portal home as well. So now Epik now will be thinking about playing a little bit more defensive. They're headed off down towards the Dragon area as Fnatic are just picking up those buffs. Lizard buff just got over to Ash, and Shushei has actually just killed the golems down at the bottom. So I think this next team fight is going to be make or break, and obviously Fnatic with Baron buff, they've got a slight disadvantage with gold, but it's really for control. It's, at this stage of the game, pretty much nothing.
Double up now, extremely tanky, has Trinity Force and Banshees and Randuin's Omen, has almost max cooldown reduction thanks to Randuin's giving him, I believe it's 5, 8, or 10%. I know he's nerfed it over time. It's 5 or 8 right now. He's got the 25 almost certainly now from that Golem buff, so that's a pretty heavy amount of cooldown reduction, and picks up 2 more resistance items, almost breaking 200 on both those. So Double Lift is super tanky, but still bursts quite hard with that Trinity Force. Salsi, only 359 ability power. That's actually quite low. He's only got Void Staff for Rabidance, and the rest of them just going tank. And the thing is, it's still enough damage. Fnatic Melisson going to clear out wards just in case in case that Baron was warded. In case they wanted to watch the corpse, I guess. But the fights are still close. Only 200 gold separates the teams. The inhibitor has respawned now, so the minion advantage going to go for Epik. But a giant push for Epik, for Fnatic up top. Epik must defend this. A good wall from PK, but it won't be up for the major team fight. So they could pick a push down in the jungle, and that would be an advantageous position for them. But here comes the push into the top lane. Double is going to go by himself. Dinh is there as well. Wester's going to come in from the side. And here we go. Lamia's out. Must flash backwards, but Nunu will get a nice channel. And PK going to go down. First he will drop. Salsi staying alive. And let's see if they can do enough damage here. Looks like Dinh will take the fall. There's the wish in from Soraka, and will it be enough? There's the damage and the pain, but Dinh alive. Silent FI almost going down. Double F does fall, in fact, so it's 1-for-1 still. And actually, Fnatic much healthier here. Those heals, very strong for Fnatic. Actually, they're going to get a turret out of this, and Epik needs to heal right away and get back into this. They might lose the inhibitor. The super minions in mid are pushing quite hard, but they will get the inhib out of this. 1-for-1, still okay. And Dyrus not putting a lot of AP yet, still stuck with the Kindle Gem. I would love for him to have a death cap. He would completely overpower that ult. From Karthus, but he's not going to be able to do that just yet. He's not quite in good enough shape. Fnatic making their escape down. But Epik could chase. The thing is, they have movement speed from Dinh, and the chase from Westrice. They could almost just maybe get the chase in. Malzahar's going to come around the side. He actually might manage to pinch this one off. He will actually decide, never mind, we're not going to chase that one down. We'll defend our base. His inhibitor's getting a little bit low, and yeah, they're going to pull back and defend that. Looks like the first one back will be Salsi. It hit actually down to half health. He's got to actually hurry up and defend this one. He should be okay. No huge rush. Dinh is going to come in and help as well. Smite, Ice Blast, Consume going to help him a little bit. Actually, this inhib's getting a little bit lower and lower. The ultimate will come out. We'll cut a few of these minions, but the super minions still there. Getting lower and lower. Can Dyrus defend this one in time? Down lower and lower in HP. Can they stop it? Oh, wow. I thought it was going to be... I'm surprised they got as low as it did. They kind of took a long time to get back there. But it is alive. They have kept their inhibitor. These do regenerate as well. You can see the health taking up over time, so that will be okay. You see the Nexus turrets have full healed, so have these ones. And again, 65.4 to 67.2. The Baron buffs almost timing out. Shushei still has his, but not for long. Wow, Shushei went... Oh, wow. He's picked up a Deathfire Grasp, so his initial front-loaded burst is gigantic. The magic resist on Malzahar is huge with both... the Banshee's Bill and the Quicksilver Sash. 164 magic resist on him is nice. The Aegis helping out, of course, from Dinh. 180 when he's close by to Soraka as well. So they actually have like AoE 30 MR on the team, which is nice. But it's only 30 MR, of course. The Void Staff cuts through a ton of that.
Yeah, Karthus built up to 612 AP. That's really going to start to hurt
and
quite a lot.
And he's close to Zhonya's, I think, because he's got the Insulet Rod. He's got some money.
Yeah, a lot of Epik. You know, there's lots of magic resist on them, all up around 200. Yeah, actually, Dinh over 200, and we are going to see Fnatic start to work their way in onto this turret, and Dinh actually going aggressive there to initiate the fight. Fnatic decide it's not time to be pushing just yet. Gonna wait for more minions to come give him that bit of support. Heal from Shushei, which is now super strong. He's over 500 AP himself. As you mentioned, the Deathfire Grass just being picked up by him.
Yeah, and he's doing 200-point heals to the entire team every time. You know, Soraka's Wish is hitting values not too much higher than that. There we go, Dinh in the front, taking a lot of AoE damage, but he has channeled the ultimate. That's going to be a really strong one. Silent FI in the front, taking damage. Melissan pops the ultimate, but I don't know who's going to die first. Looks like Shushei has killed the turret, but the deaths have not just yet happened. Double Lift getting kind of low. Looks like PK is the first to die. As always, Westrise not in good shape. Gets the heal from Soraka, will keep alive just barely. Lemmy's out, they'll pick up the kill on Salsi. Dyrus now going to drop down as well. This is looking very, very good for Fnatic. They picked up two. The pull in on Dinh, going to be pretty hurtful. Dyrus is down. Shushei is next, though. They have picked up that kill. It's going to be a 3v3 right now. Can they get enough damage? Westrise definitely going to be able to spam out a lot of damage. Melissan trying to run away, going to take a lot of damage here. Can Double Lift push on through? One more hit, and they will pick up Melissan. It is a 3v2 overall, but the turrets are low. They've got to keep themselves alive in this game. They're down to inhibitors, and they haven't killed one anymore as the inhibitors have respawned. So this is going to be a defensive time for Epik, which is unfortunate because Baron is going to respawn in about a minute and a half, and they don't really have that time to keep their base safe. So they win the team fight just barely 3-2. They've put some of that gold back into their favor, and the cool thing for them, though, even though they are having to play defensively, is they're going to get constant minion waves on their side, so they're going to get really, really farmed. I mean, Westrise already almost maxing out on items, going for Trinity Force last item. You can see the Sheen already in the inventory. Can also sub out the Hex Trigger for like a Banshee. I guess you already got Banshee's Veil. The Hex Trigger, Banshee's Veil, 110 magic resist. Could sub out Hex Trigger for like maybe a Force of Nature, or even a Quicksilver Sash. We have a little bit more MR there. Of course, we'll sacrifice attack damage for it, but honestly, probably at that point going to be worth it. I actually would have gone for an Infinity Edge instead of a Trinity Force. I think it would have been more damage when you have a bunch of crit chance from the Banshee's Veil already, and a bunch of, yeah, the crit chance from Banshee's Veil, sorry. Crit chance from Phantom Dancer. You might really want to go for a big crit item, big attack damage item, as looks like the team really stacking more magic resist than armor. But look at the ward control real quick. Looks like Fnatic has only a couple. Baron is back, and they don't really have ward control over Dragon Golem or Baron. Look over here. They have almost no ward control at all, so neither team really with wards over Baron, but both teams know that's going to be contended. Wow, actually all three inhibitors are gone. I'm sorry, I missed that all three were actually gone. So that's really, really harsh for Epik. They have to defend their base super hard. They will actually lose their base if they don't hold onto it. They can only leave for a short amount of time, and Fnatic is going for the Baron. They're going to get it almost for certain. Yeah, it's going to go down for free. They're going to pick up the Baron. One inhibitor is back for Purple Team. The next few will respawn in the near future. But this fight could be great because there are no major turrets to defend themselves. And Fnatic will simply wait for that inhibitor to respawn and just re-kill it and use giant minion waves to push into the base. And that's going to be very, very hard for Epik. They're close to their fountain, which will help. But the top inhibitor now going to be the target. And they have 4 super minions to help, and those are giant and beefy, and that's going to be dangerous. So Double Lift now in the front. Does lose his Banshees. PK going to take some damage. Here we go into the fight. Look who's going to take the damage. Well, it's Dinh. He pops the ultimate. PK is going to go down first, as every single time has happened. Double Lift going to take an arrow to the face, but that's not a really big deal. Dinh getting a little bit hurt. He's going to be fine. The Wish comes out. Looks like Westrise taking the pain right now. Takes the stun, and there's a Demacia yell. Sign of FI going to pick up that kill. Looks like Lemmy Azelt will not go down to Double Lift, so that is 2 kills to 1. The inhibitor is back down, and they're now down onto the turrets. This could be Fnatic to take this game. The one turret is down. Dinh up in the front. The 2 turrets are down. They are now on to the Nexus. Will it be an EU winner bracket final? Looks like it will. Fnatic will win this series 2-0. Will reach the winner bracket final against All Authority. TSM and EG will be in the loser bracket semis. They're going to fight for survival tomorrow, bright and early.
And Fnatic, you know, they had a rough start yesterday, playing with his substitute for PK, whose plane got delayed, and they've come out today and they've been absolutely amazing.
They've been phenomenal. And all 4 teams here have played such great games. We saw a super close best of 3, going to all 3 games the first time. This one, back and forth, that second game, hair being pulled out. I'm actually numb in my arms for some reason. I don't know why, but when I yell a lot, I go numb in some of my body parts, I guess. But wow.
Yeah, really just an amazing game. Obviously, that first game, not as close to the second one. The second one, a really, really epic one. And it took a while as well. I think we were pushing an hour long game in that one. A really, really amazing one. Just looking down the scoreboard there, just have a brief overview of that one. PK, who really didn't have the greatest time of things, he was instantly focused in every single fight that we saw. 2, 12, 15, obviously get plenty of assists there, just mostly due to his ultimate being spammed off, I guess, most of the time. 10-4-7 for Lamia, Cyanide 4-5-11, 9-7-12 for Shushei. And, I mean, for me, Shushei was one of those make or break players, always in Fnatic, especially when he's playing Alistair. And that time he came out flying colours, amazing game.
And it was really, I think, the turning factor was when he flashed over the wall and picked up Salsi from just flash, headbutt, pulverize, guy's gone. Then he pushes them to the rest of the team, picks up that Vayne inside the base, picks up the last kill as well, and they get the free inhibitor and a lot of damage on that turret. Because of that flash push over the wall, that aggression was huge. It turned that game around, I think. I think Epik was winning up until that point, and Shushei made that game happen. And I really have to hand it to Lamia Zealot as well. He was getting dived on by Dinh on Nunu, by Double Lift super hard on Blitzcrank, but I mean, he cleansed out the summons he needed to. He used Quicksilver Sash, blocked out the stuns, got out of the way just barely in time. Second least deaths on the team, pretty strong to do that on a champion with no innate escapes, only a few crowd controls, only a little bit of damage. And he really, I think, Shushei made that team and Lamia Zealot made that team. I think those were the really 2 key members that made things happen. They made those fights at the end of those fights, at the beginning of those fights. They stayed alive when they needed to, they did the damage they needed to, and they did a wonderful, wonderful job. And I think Epik played a little bit too aggressive. That one push into the base was a little bit ill-fated. They had the Baron buff. Yeah. The inhibitor was down. They had super minions, but somehow they got their positioning wrong. They were a little bit too spread out, kind of. They weren't able to get the AoEs they really wanted to. Nunu could not channel the ult on everyone. Blitzcrank could not silence everyone. Malzahar could not pool more than one person. And even when they're spread out too, the Soraka aura and the Aegis really did not kick in for them too well. And that was a little bit painful. You look over, and Melisande did have the Aegis as well, and this really is Reverie, so she was really good at sticking with her team. She would actually find teammates to walk near, and that really helped her keep those auras useful. But Dan, would actually push into those fights, would actually push into the enemies, and actually pushed his auras sort of out of the range of his own teammates.
Yeah, an amazing, amazing game, and I have to say, Freak, my curse.
I hate you. I really do.
Every single game, I've been right. But wrong, if you know what I mean. The opposite has happened to what I've predicted every single time.
100% wrong every time.
I think I should go to an exorcist or something. There's definitely something wrong with me with that one. So let's have a look then at the brackets and how they stand. We've just seen the 2 upper bracket semi-finals, and as you already know, against all authority gets harder as the day goes on. We'll be taking on Fnatic tomorrow in that upper bracket final. Down in the lower bracket semi-final, we will have Team Solo Mid taking on Epik Gaming. So it's an all-European upper bracket final and all-North American lower bracket.
Yeah, so, USA did take 5th. They're guaranteed, another 2 in the top 4. Right now, all the European players are like, yep, our continent's better. And you've got the bragging rights for now, but it's a best-of-3 tournament. Yeah, Xenon does a big, yes, you're right. But I will prove you wrong, Daniel Klein. I really believe in Epik coming back. Super close games. TSM, super close games as well. Whoever comes out ahead between TSM and Epik, going to put on a show tomorrow. Yep. They're going to be just super, super close games. They're going to be awesome. I really can't wait to bring them to you. Going to have the grand finals as well on the same day. Stay tuned tomorrow. We're going to be bringing you the rest of the League of Legends Season 1 $100,000 Championship all tomorrow from DreamHack Summer 2011 in Jönköping, Sweden. A bit rainy today, but otherwise a very beautiful country. You see trees. We don't have them in Los Angeles. It's awesome to be here. My first time in Sweden, and I'm just excited the whole way through.
Yeah, DreamHack obviously an amazing event. We've had a great crowd here for the 2, especially for the 2 upper bracket semi-finals today. Absolutely packed here on the League of Legends booth. And of course, we broke 200,000 viewers on the stream. So a massive thanks to you guys.
Yes,
who knows, maybe we can hit 250,000 people at once tomorrow.
We can hit a
that's
quarter million.
That's a big target.
It is a big target, but
I think we can.
I mean, as long as we have Gragas in there, we can hit it pretty easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we can.
I think that makes sense. So, I mean, we had a lot of close games. What was the closest game you think today?
That second one, that second match.
This one?
Yeah.
More so than TSM AAA?
I'd like to think so because we, you know, had the pleasure of commentating it. This
Right.
time.
Yeah. The best games were ours, of course. We got to pay our dues of Epik Gamer.
No, the first upper bracket semi-final, the base race finish.
Every game. Wow, those were phenomenally close. I'm sitting there and I was like, I mean, I'm on the edge. Oh, I'm actually sitting on the ground, so I can't really be on the edge of my seat. But I'm just like, these games are still going on. Wow, these games are. I don't even know who's going to win. I'm just like, I'm almost like waiting for them to be over, but I can't, because it's like my brain can't comprehend who's winning. So I'm just like, just tell me what happens, because I can't tell, right? I'm entertained by the games, I'm excited by the games, but I'm like, I don't know who's winning. Can someone tell me, please? You know,
that's the point, right? That's when you know it's a close game, when you can't say who's winning.
Yeah, but it hurts because you don't know when it's going to end. It's not timed by any means. You're just like, I'm just watching fights. I know it means a lot, but I can't make sense of it. I'm trying to wait for something major to happen, and you know, Tifa happens one way, it happens the other way, and my hands are going all around as they normally do. But just crazy games. I mean, this game was ridiculous. They had inhibitors down on both sides. I think that was actually closer than the TSM AAA games, where they were winning team fights back and forth. You know, the gold was close every time, but you didn't actually see lead switches. You didn't see Baron go one way, then back the other. You didn't see team fights lost in the base. You didn't see inhibitors go down, then back, and then back, and then back. So I think this was the closest game that we had, and that was, you know, even though despite the base race, like, yeah, it was the base race, but you kind of knew from the beginning, like, you've got, you know, an Alistar with a Trinity Force, you've got a Sona who's buffing the entire team. Like, that's a lot of damage. Like, your team is 2 AP based, right? You don't have those proc items. They're actually not going to get that one through, and so that was, you know, wonderfully played by TSM. They did get their unfortunately only win of that series through that game. I think they were winning already. I think they would have pulled that one out, but you know, they showed us some different strategies throughout that series. They pulled out a tanky DPS lineup the second time through. They got themselves a huge advantage, but unfortunately for them, the enemy team just stacked armor, right? AAA stacked armor, and none of those guys, neither Jarvan nor Aurelia, got a Last Whisper. They kept putting durability, but they didn't build something to penetrate that armor, and we looked, and, you know, and as that game was stagnating with giant balls of durability, I looked over, and Corki had a Last Whisper, and that item broke them down, because that team fight started where they blew up Aurelia immediately, and it was Malzahar scaling super hard and dropping that Void Ooze. That's a Kog'Maw ability, that Null Zone, and Corki just jumped on there and shredded her, you know, the minus armor from the Gatling gun, but also that Last Whisper just giving him tons of damage output, and Corki just crushed through that game, and they got through everyone because of those penetration stats, and I think that was really big there.
Yeah, and of course tomorrow we're going to have even more awesomeness coming up. Obviously, the upper bracket final, the lower bracket semi-final, the lower bracket final, and of course, the big one, the grand final. But that's of course coming up tomorrow. For now, we're going to go through into the pro gamer area. We've got the teams for a bit of an interview, see what they think about that game.
Hey everybody, it's Andrew Beagle one last time. I'm here with Dinh from Epik Games. Boy, that was a rough second game, and I know the first game wasn't as to be expected, but you know, you guys played really well. What do you think about, you know, game 2 going into that?
Game 2 going into that, well, we just had to reset everything. We're a little shaken up from first game, right? Obviously, we felt a little bit unfair, but after we just shook it off, you know, it's a DC. It could have very well happened to them too. So we just tried to just say, hey, let's have a reset and play our best. You know, it's not the end of the road, because we could have very well won game 2, come back game 3. So, you know, game 2, I honestly, we had a really good shot at winning that. We just, we were very sloppy and we just got outplayed. Just kudos to Fnatic. They took advantage of when we messed up, and
that was, you know, very much a back and forth thing. And at one point, you know, everyone kind of felt like you were going to win. And there was that one push where, you know, 4 of you guys were up and you were pushing, and the two remaining remaining opponents were able to push you back and then take Baron. Why did you decide to back off and play that safe?
Initially, I called out, back out, so we can do Baron. It's a little loud and a little cluttered in here, so. And also, it's just basically the memo didn't get through to all our players, so we weren't as coordinated as we would like to, so we kind of just trailed out one by one, and that just ultimately led to them killing our carry, taking Baron, taking down our towers and inhibitors, and I think that was the defining moment of when we lost the game.
Let's talk about bans and picks. What was your decision to choose a Soraka over someone else that would have, maybe been able to counter Malzahar better?
We chose a Soraka because actually they didn't have Malzahar. We have Malzahar. I think they had Alistar.
Alzahar is what I meant. I'm sorry.
Alistar.
Alistar,
and they had
Alzahar.
They had Karthus. The point of Soraka is just to nullify Karthus, right? Because Karthus can hit anyone, anywhere. And so Soraka should be able, in theory, to heal anybody anywhere and just kind of wash that out. Yeah.
Obviously, with this loss, this means that the next game that you guys are going to be playing against Team Solo Mid, you'll be facing off against your brother. How do you feel about that?
I think it's going to be a really, really rough game. Generally, because we do practice together, right? We're in the same house. We talk strategies. So he basically knows how to play us inside out. And we kind of know each other pretty well, but I think they have one up on us because out of the last couple of weeks scrimming, they have been coming out ahead.
Well, it's been an action-packed day. You guys have played awesome, and I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. Going to kick it over to Karen, who's going to be talking with the other team.
And I would like to say something.
Hello, everyone. So I'm here with Shushei from Team Fnatic, who just won the last game that we watched. So I want to ask you about your cosplay here. You are the best Gragas cosplayer I've seen at DreamHack. Can you tell me, did you make it yourself?
Well, I wanted to get a barrel somewhere, and apparently Melissan found barrel it's worthy of being filled with something to drink, obviously. And yeah. I would like to ask the fans to support the idea of making Gragas Shushei skin.
Ooh.
Yes, I'm gonna make the post on the forum later, and yeah.
See, I think we're going to have to see a petition form and a lot of signatures if we want to get that skin made. So help us out, get a Shushei Gragas skin. So were you dressed like that during the match?
No, because it would be quite cold at the moment, and it's not handy to keep the barrel while playing,
Yeah, you might have been cheating too. You might have been too distracting for the other team, so
Yeah, but maybe I would be able to make like a drunk style master, play style.
Yeah, maybe. So, talking about that last game now, so there was a lot of back and forth. We honestly didn't know, who was going to win at all. Were there any moments in that game where you were like, yes, we've won this, or yes, we've lost this?
At the end, yes. After we took the 3 inhibitors, I was like, yeah, we're gonna take Baron, and after that, we're probably gonna end the game. But before that, when enemy pushed the middle lane, every single turret and then the inhibitor, I was pretty worried. I was actually thinking like, yeah, if we don't do something fast, we're gonna lose this. And we happened to manage to pull it off, and I'm quite happy. And the most annoying thing, double lift Blitzcrank. Never play against it. Just rage quit, please. People, yeah.
That's right. That was the first Blitzcrank we've seen played all of our, Season 1 tournament so far. So that was very exciting for us to see that pick and see what you guys did with that. So it was really, really great. So, what do you think bought you the victory in the end? Was it your team comp? Was it just your general strategy? What was that?
I think, the team composition, because at the end of the game, I was doing slightly less damage, for example, than Lamia. But I was able to keep some champions away, so our Ashe could obliterate the enemy, and yeah, that's all. That the teamwork, and yeah, we were pretty scared of Wayne as well because she was dealing insane amount of damage. If I didn't ultimate instantly, I was dead. So.
Definitely, and so you're moving on to the winners bracket finals tomorrow. What are your thoughts on that?
We're gonna try to do our best, and we hope we can win. It's a bit scary to play against AA because they are good, and they are the team that European team that wins the most of us in the servers. So we're gonna try our best, and we will see what happens.
Great. We're so excited to see you play tomorrow. Hopefully you'll wear your costume again, and we're gonna throw it back to the commentators for end of day recap.
Hey everybody, welcome back. We are going to do the sign off pretty quickly. We're going to go over actually, wow, my voice is giving out as you can tell. I was yelling at the top of my lungs for about half that game. Okay, there we go, clear the voice again. Yes, so the scheduled matches will be coming on screen very shortly, so you know when to tune in tomorrow. Depending on your time zone today, if you're farther east in Europe or if you're in Asia, it's going to be today for you. But here we go. Up on the screen, you can still see my hand off to the left-hand side. Awesome. Thumbs up. There we go. Going to put that one on the screen. Excellent. AAA and Fnatic. Going to be the first match up, 13:30 CEST, which is going to be 4:30 in the morning Pacific Coast, 7:30 in the morning on the East in the USA. The rest of these I'm not going to quite dole out because I'm going to screw up the math and make it wrong. That's 1:30 in the afternoon in case you don't read 24-hour clocks. But 13:30 is when it's starting out, and I don't know if we're pushing the matches like we were today, where once the game ends, next one starts immediately. I don't know if that's what's going on, but 13:30 is when to tune in to start tomorrow. The games might push through, or we might just segment them down. Because I know we're actually going to be casting on the Dream Arena stage for the Grand Finals. I'm pretty sure of that one. So that is where we're going to be. Tune in about 14 hours, actually. Actually, my math is completely wrong. Let's see, it's 15 hours. 15 hours is about right. If my math is correct, it could be wrong, but it's late. But I think it's in about 15 hours. We're going to be back on the air for the winner bracket finals, AAA versus Fnatic. They've only played once together so far. That was in the groups. And they're back together again.
Yeah, and tomorrow, I promise, I will not be giving any score predictions.
Thank you.
Because he just ruins it for everyone.
Thank you.
You know what's going to happen when I give the score predictions out, as has happened over the last 2 days. So
just predict like 7-7, something stupid.
Yeah.
Okay, so
it's a draw.
But since it won't count, what are your actual predictions?
My actual predictions without score lines are against all authority to go through into the grand final, and Team Solo Mid to take down Epik.
Okay, I actually think the actual reverse on both. When we had the interview from Dan, he said that TSM needed to win more against Epik, but I think they've been playing. I mean, I don't know. I guess I slightly underestimated TSM this tournament. I thought they'd lose their group stage. Yeah, they almost did, but they came out super strong, very, very, very nearly beating ultimately the #1 seed of the tournament, AAA coming through. I mean, TSM super strong, Epik super strong. I do think that Fnatic's going to win against AAA, though. I think that Fnatic can beat against all authority. I think they've been playing so incredibly well. I think PK and Shushei and Elmia, all three of them playing so incredibly well. And certainly the players on against all authority very strong as well. But I think they're just playing on that next level. And they played at IEM earlier this year. Fnatic came out ahead. I just think they've got it in them. I think Fnatic is the LAN team to beat. That when they're ready to go and they're on LAN, you don't touch them. I think Fnatic, even to win it all the way through to DreamHack, all the way through the Season 1 championship, I think they're going to win against AAA. I think all the matches are going to be 2-1 for this tournament, but I think Fnatic to move on through, and I think Epik to move on through versus Team Solo Mid. It's going to be close. Apparently the odds favor TSM, but I'm feeling it for Epik. I'm feeling the troll picks from Dyrus going to carry them through, and then we haven't seen Epik versus AAA yet, so they're going to see a new match there in the loser bracket final, and the winner of that one's going to move on to face Fnatic. That's my prediction. Well, I mean, we saw Fnatic win 2-0 last time. It's going to be, if it is Fnatic or AAA, they've already met once before, so it's going to be another weighted best of 3. And I don't think Epik can 2-0 that one. I think it'll end up being Fnatic in the end. I said Fnatic would win in the end, so that's what I think it's going to be.
Well, there's still a lot of games to go, actually, and tomorrow, of course, is the place where or the time where you're going to find it. This is the place where you're going to be able to see the games on this stream once again, and hopefully tomorrow we can continue breaking records within Western esports, and maybe within esports as a whole throughout the world. I'm not sure on the exact records here and there, but I'm pretty sure we smashed everything in the west of the world.
And that makes me very happy. But when you've got to go against Korean television StarCraft, that's a harsh one to beat, right? Like, you got your expectations high, but you got a full TV station dedicated to it. That's a high bar to reach, and we're gonna, of course, keep climbing for that one. Gonna keep going for that one. I'd love for League of Legends to be the esport in the world. Certainly, just getting started. It's only Season 1. It's not even done yet, and we're already doing so great. So I mean, stay with us. League of Legends is going to be a big thing in the future as well. More surprises to come in 2011 for the game as a whole and esports in general. So another question to go on here. I have my own choices, but who do you think has been the MVP both of this series and in the tournament so far in general?
Of this series, I'm going to say Shushei.
Okay.
I think he just played absolutely amazing throughout. Really great to watch his Alistair, actually. He's just an amazing, amazing player. Of the tournament as a whole, I'm going to probably look a little bit over towards Against All Authority because, I do have my my little favourites amongst the players, which I'm not going to reveal actually.
Missing the entire team, or
my favourites? I mean,
who's the MVP?
But in terms of an MVP, I think so far, Shushei. We saw XPK playing amazingly
Wait,
today.
didn't you just say we're gonna go over AAA and then just say Shushei anyway?
I said I have my favourites
okay.
in AAA, but I'm going to go with Shushei.
Okay, well, unless I heard incorrectly, we're ready to kick it over to Karen to close out the day. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow, but Karen, take it over.
Hi, I'm Karen Vanook.
And I'm Andrew Beagle, and oh my God, what an amazing day it was here at the Season 1 Championship here at DreamHack. We said yesterday, how are we ever going to top it? I think it's safe to say that we did so today, and at a peak concurrency on our stream at 210,000 viewers. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching the Season 1 Championship with us.
It was thanks to all of you guys that we got to that number. Now tomorrow's a very big day. We have our big grand finals. We're going to crown a winner tomorrow, so let's see if we can take that concurrent viewer number and double or triple that tomorrow. I think we can do it.
I think so too. And it all ends tomorrow. Tomorrow, the end of Season 1, our first competitive season for League of Legends. Tomorrow. Tune in. It's going to be amazing. Coverage starts at 1:30 p.m. GMT +2, and I'm not sure what time that is in the U.S., but check the website. We'll have updated times for you as well.
Thank you, everyone, and good night.
Good night.